comment.
Okay.
If I can get a link.
No.
What you mean get a link?
Well, so I can freaking post it on the
This
thing.
is why we don't start early.
Well, I have to wait for the freaking live stream to actually start.
Oh my god.
I apologize, Jake. I understand now. I understand now.
We'll be looking.
This
We'll be
isn't
looking back.
back.
Years from now, we'll be looking back on this video as our early days.
Yeah, because I have to wait, and I don't know why my Wi-Fi is acting up. So let me turn off my Wi-Fi real quick, and let's see if that works better. Oh yeah, now you want to work, you fucking asshole.
Don't ever do that again, Jake. Don't ever do that again.
Which, are you going to let some Wi-Fi troubles keep you from talking about Alpha Flight today?
No, because I'm literally posting the socials right now.
Mm-hmm.
New live
Jake, why you
because I'm messing with the video. For some reason, my speaker isn't working. I'm gonna leave and come back.
Okay.
You sound like you're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a dump while you're freaking talking about whatever. I don't know what you want from me, man.
You want love with.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. New live stream.
Hey, we already got some viewers. Comic-Con podcast.
Yo.
Always a pleasure to have you. Tevia, what's up, man?
Yo, when are you coming on the live?
You know when he's coming. What is your profile picture?
It's Roop from Briar, the comic I love. That I need people to read.
I wish I could ask Crypto that question.
Hey, I'll get it when I'm good and ready, alright, guys?
Well, then I gotta repost it onto my freaking thing. YouTube links.
Y'all the goods.
I changed mine to the Wolverine Sabretooth.
Okay, we are good now. Everything is updated.
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow, Tevia.
Yeah, I agree. Comic Cons, we really need to freaking collab. Also, yes, we're talking about Alpha Flight. Well, I'm talking about Alpha Flight. No one's gonna stop me.
Yeah, don't type you up. We aren't talking about it. We're just talking about it.
Yes, I'm going to be a menace to society.
As soon as Jake comes up, we can get this going.
Cryptid, I bet you spell Sabretooth wrong.
Hey.
No, look, spell Sabretooth, and I'll tell you the right way to spell it.
Sabertooth, right?
Nope. For some reason, Marvel spells it saber as in the sword. So it's Sabretooth.
Ah. Well, obviously it was Sabretooth who wrote his own name, so.
Yeah, I thought he messed up spelling his own name too. That's why I thought that was wrong. I'm like, why you do it? Why you do it? Why is Wolverine spelled like a regular Wolverine? But Sabretooth is spelled by like the sword instead of the tiger.
Hey, not all of us could be good spellers. I mean, just look at Deadpool's baby's mama, you know? Comanches. In the birth certificate, in the birth certificate where she wrote father, she misspelled Wade's name. It said she spelled his name as Deadbeat. Come on. Yes, one day we will love to have you on Comic-Con.
I'll never forget when Marvel revealed that Magic can't spell, and I was like, "Oh yeah, she lost her childhood to a demon." So I guess it makes sense she don't know how to spell stuff.
Yeah, Comic Cons. Hit me up on Instagram. We could definitely chit chat about that.
They asked her to spell her name in the competition. I mean, spell Magic, and she spelled it by her name instead of the right way.
I'm just thinking that Wild Child knows how to read and write, but once he goes feral, he just loses that ability.
Hello?
Hi.
Yay, Jake. Okay, you're back.
I'm sick of them denying that he's just Sabretooth's son. Okay, he's clearly Sabretooth's kid.
Jeez, Jake, you're the one who wanted me to start the live stream, only for you to bounce.
It literally happened the moment it started. So I'm thinking, you did something. Those shenanigans over there. Anyway,
this is why we don't start early.
He kind of spinning for real. He's spinning for real.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys. You guys ready to kick this
No,
off?
wait, hang
No.
on. Shikamaru's Hokage. Let's give him a round of applause.
No.
No, we're not doing it. I don't care about that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Shino already had his head carved in the Hokage's head in the Hokage Mountain. So, boom.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that should have been Hokage. It should have been Sasuke. That man abandoned that dream immediately after saying.
Oh, screw Sasuke.
No,
His
Sasuke can't be
allegiance
Hokage.
changed on
I'm gonna
dime.
be a Hokage and change the village to be a place where stuff like Itachi would never happen again, and he just never talked about it again.
Yeah, because Naruto beat the mess out of him. He said, "You ain't Hokage no more." That's my title. So,
You know, Shikamaru is officially the weakest Hokage right now.
yes.
Well, he's the weakest Hokage period of this generation.
But I thought about it, like, because you have to be strong as a Hokage, but like, they weren't all strong, right? Like, Lord Third wasn't like strong.
Well, he learned. Didn't he learn every jutsu in the village or something like that?
You know every jutsu.
Yeah,
he knows every jutsu,
not in the world.
He doesn't need to know the world.
In the Leaf Village,
the best jutsu.
Yeah. If you know every jutsu in the Leaf Village, you're pretty much set.
The only thing you know that he was one of the only two people who know about the Reaper Death Seal, was back then a guaranteed kill until it got undid.
I mean, you gotta keep in mind, like by the time we saw him fight, he was in his old age. He was way past his prime.
Who's stronger, him or Tsunade?
Him. In his prime, he'll call the God of Shinobi.
Okay, so Tsunade would be the weakest. Okay, so I'm just saying because she could.
Tsunade was the weakest because all her main technique was just punching. So if you had a way to get around that, you pretty much couldn't beat Tsunade.
Well, she could be immortal for a bit. You can't forget about
as
that.
We saw, remember, as we saw when Kabuto fought her, it's not that hard to counter her ability.
Yeah. Also, she didn't defend the village in any of their critical times. So
yeah, unlike every other Hokage who went out there and died with time, she said, "Oh, the village destroyed. We'll wait for Naruto."
Yeah. So,
all right.
You know.
Anyway, ready to kick this off, guys?
Hang on, are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm making sure. No, I'm making sure because on my screen it didn't seem like it was live.
Yeah. We already talked to our fans. You're late.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's
get started. Well, let me start us off. Welcome to Comic Phanatic 2.0. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. Ready to talk to you guys about Penguin and his bastards.
And it is I, Jake Tylenol, the one who has arrived to Baldur's Gate. And I'm here to talk about, I don't know, like Bionicle and stuff. So, enjoy that.
It is I, Austin, Ace Comics, ready to end the Daredevil saga and stop Jake from talking about Baldur's Gate.
Nah.
I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and I just got a bike, and also Draculaura's hanging from my ceiling because she can. She's an icon.
You're like the character in Pokemon.
But do you mean the character?
No, I have a doll of Draculaura from Monster High. And since she is designed to hang from the ceiling, I hung her from the ceiling.
Okay.
Also,
oh my God,
if I'm in the middle of talking and I just cut out automatically, that's probably because of the rain. I'm chilling out with a hurricane right now.
Gotcha. So anyway,
if I do it, it's because I was in Discord for too long, and for some reason it just takes me out of the call.
Okay. So anyway, I think we should get right on towards the topics because we got a lot to talk about today, audience. Austin, you start us off.
Tell me the topic because I cannot see.
Now is Doctor Strange 3 rumored to adapt the Time Runs Out story.
Ooh.
This was kind of expected because somebody had to do the Time Runs Out story. It doesn't make sense. No. Having Doctor Strange do is probably the best since he already been through 2 incursions technically.
Yep.
The Virgin, the alternate Earth Doctor Strange caused one that killed the universe, and then in the movie he saw one personally. We fought evil Doctor Strange, and then in the movie they talked about another.
And man, if the audience thought the second one was the multiverse going into madness, they ain't seen nothing with this one. Then
problem. The audience
But
didn't
just
feel it.
hope they get a director that can properly showcase that. Since people didn't really care for Sam Raimi's style when it came to the multiverse. So he didn't. They think he didn't explore it enough, even though I think he did pretty well.
Yeah, which was surprising. I didn't. That was a surprising critique that I don't quite understand. But what it is.
My real question about it mainly comes to, well, we know with that this movie should take place like right before Secret Wars or right before Kang's Dynasty, where everyone leads into the end of the world, right?
I think for the sake of timeline, this movie should be the one Marvel movie that comes right before the next Avengers film.
Yeah, it should have that Captain Marvel slot.
Yes.
But I wonder how they're gonna do certain stuff, because unlike the Spider-Verse stuff, which is technically connected to the MCU now, we in the MCU have only been in what, 2 universes? Technically 3 now if you count Deadpool stuff. But I think Deadpool is gonna end his own stuff by accident. We'll say that for another day.
Nah, I think, well, depending on when Deadpool gets released,
it's like the universe is coming to an end, but I don't know how many. The MCU doesn't really have a lot of inner universes to end. You know what I mean?
Well,
that's like
the Shield
cutting to every Avenger, and all like reacting to the world disappearing behind them. I don't really know how you
can. The Shield. No, here's what you do: you end the Fox universe.
That's
how about that?
That's the
no,
first
but I honestly think that's going to be the end of Deadpool. I really think that's going to be the end of Deadpool.
No, but you could say so. Like in Time Turns Out, correct me if I'm wrong, but because I didn't actually get to see the whole story, but it was basically that universes were dying and they were trying to figure out ways to stop it, essentially, before it hit the planet. So, like, I guess Deadpool might be the first attempt where it's like, hey, the incursions are happening. We cut your timeline out. Maybe that'll save it. Doesn't fix it. You know?
I still remember when Deadpool's comic touched on time runs out, right? This was like after a big epic arc. Like, his comic didn't get affected by anything that was going on in Time Runs Out or any of the multiverse stuff. But after a job well done, he's with his family in a yacht celebrating, all of them coming out alive. Next thing you know, the world's about to be destroyed in the incursions, and Deadpool's like, what? The incursion stuff? I thought that was only going to affect the Avengers. Crap. No.
What else is new, man? What else is new? We can't win.
But yeah, so Deadpool might be the first attempt to stop the incursions. I think we could also maybe tie. It depends. Also, maybe Loki might also add to that too, because we know whatever Sylvie did opened the gateway for the other Kangs. That might also.
Yeah, fuck you, Sylvie.
He made the timeline as stable. And then Doctor Strange and everyone else just made it worse.
Yeah, so maybe Loki, Loki's about trying to put the threads back together, but failing yet again. I think we're gonna see multiple
Loki in the Doctor Strange movie, like we thought we were getting in the last one.
Yeah, I was kind of
for real.
I mean, by the time Loki ended, I pretty much assumed he wouldn't be in the Multiverse of Madness, but I see because
he has to be in this one, man.
Because it would
be he was confirmed to be in the second movie. They just didn't talk about it.
I wanted to talk about that too. I actually think, I know they said Spider-Man's the main star, but I'm actually seeing a lot of people like very positive about Loki, like the TV show. That's like seems to be everybody's favorite Marvel thing right now.
I'm so surprised by that, honestly.
No, I enjoyed Loki, but I think I'm asked. I think I bring this point up to say that when Robert Downey Jr. went away, it was like Marvel's missing the new Robert Downey Jr. and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, could Loki?
We don't need another Robert Downey Jr.
No, but is Loki that character for people?
No,
I'm saying,
no, he's not.
Could he be? If season 2 it blows people's expectations, could he rise to be
a TV show character? Would not be the RDJ of this universe, especially when he's in the background of the multiverse stuff. He's not in the face of it.
They come forward though. He's already been in movies before, so he can just go back. I'm saying he could switch. I'm saying it's. But I'm raising as a. I don't think
they switched him to it. He's not going to get a movie called Loki and be the face of this.
Oh yeah, no, he's not going to get. He's not getting a movie, definitely. I guess I'm saying because like it wouldn't be planned, obviously, because the plan is Spider-Man is going to be that character. But I'm saying that the plans are changing now. You mean explain?
Okay, not counting the Cross the Spider-Verse stuff and how all that connects, since it does connect somehow. If you want to go by their movie, Peter Parker, where he is now, especially with Tom, the Tom situation, him not wanting to act or maybe even think about not coming back. I don't know if they're still going to put Spider-Man like the middle of this situation.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I was surprised when I saw that the first time too, because like I mean, like I don't even see, because I'm with you, like I don't see how he can get prepared. So
At least like the first time, I just thought it was part of his growth into a man. You know, it could have been still coming of age, not coming of age story, but Spider-Man could have been like the moral hook of the story. He could be the Captain America of the situation back then, where we got a Captain America, so I can't he can't do the same thing. But when time around first happened, Captain America, Steve Rogers was the first person to be like, "Bro, what y'all doing? You can't go around destroying planets. You were insane. You're killing people to try to save our own lives. We're not doing that. We're not trading lives." And then they wiped his mind.
Yep.
So I thought that was going to be Peter's type of role. And then we see him get it back in Secret Wars and him take care of that situation. Because since they seem to be doing a mix of like 2015 and regular Secret Wars, which Spider-Man was a big part of the first one, and then a little bit second.
I think another connection we can make too, because you brought this up earlier with Spider-Verse. Clearly, while they don't say the same rules, it's clearly the same rules as the MCU, how the multiverse works, for the most part.
They even showed you take the time out.
Yeah, and then even in Loki season 2, we see even Loki's. Someone brought up that Loki's glitch effect is kind of like the live-action version of what happens to the Spider-Man when they go to other universes as well. That's what the fans are saying. But let's say that's true for a minute. Yeah, if that is true, and there is being crossover between Sony and Marvel more, maybe the way Tom gets into the pictures, maybe he teams up with the Spider-Verse crew or something like that.
That would be fun.
Yeah, Miguel already references him. It'll be the only connection Spider-Man would have to the multiverse is with the other Spider-Man, I would assume. So maybe they
technically he already did it.
So. The multiverse is a situation he already conducted.
Yeah. No. I mean,
he got life and he's not going to recruit this kid.
I'm saying that it would be the bridge, because like I said, I'm at the very much of the point where like I don't get how Peter gets from where he is to here. Now we might know in Spider-Man 4. This might be a bit more clear. I'm just trying to figure out like what's the bridge between where he is now and how he would get there.
I think Doctor Strange is how Spider-Man gets from there to here.
Okay. Well then maybe we'll see it.
Spider-Man that affected the multiverse included Spider-Man, so he's tied in there somehow anyway. So I think something's gonna happen. That Doctor Strange has to go bring Peter Parker back to the
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
But then again, I don't think that really matters. I think it's good.
Good. Austin?
Uh-oh.
Died.
Oh no, we lost Austin.
R.I.P. Everyone put F's in the chat.
I'm just with plans changing if I'm thinking about it. Like I'm thinking like I don't know what their plans for Spider-Man is. And so maybe Kevin Feige has a tighter grip on it. I'm just seeing all this.
Okay,
Sony probably most likely has a tighter grip.
I can hear y'all. I don't know why it cut out. I heard y'all the whole time.
It did that for me earlier.
But what I was saying that y'all, I guess y'all didn't hear, was that it doesn't really matter how he gets it there, because there's going to be 3 movies about that, depending on what his role is in Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Will show you how he get to where he is, because they can make up anything that makes him important for those situations, or he can just step up because he feels responsible for the universe falling apart. Because technically, from his point of view, he started it with that spell.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because
so he goes out of his way to take responsibility for the situation.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's where we're in perfect agreement that we could literally say they can make up anything between now and then to make it work. I'm just thinking of what the bridge could be. But like I said, I would also I don't know. I'm also seeing like Loki in the corner over there, and I'm like, I kind of wonder if you could do something where he is now while people are really behind this character. Assuming season 2 is good. Season 2 would have to be great, even for this idea to be possible. but to elevate Loki. But I don't know. He was supposed to be in Doctor Strange too, but he wasn't. But you know,
they likely wanted to save
the
him for the
background
third.
unsung hero. Because Loki, the character, always like loves attention, all the other stuff. I think this is gonna be him saving the day and moving on from like that type of situation over like full on. I think he's gonna quietly retire to the background.
You guys think he's gonna get a moment?
Hero of the situation?
Do you think he's gonna get a moment with Thor?
Nah.
Probably not.
Probably in Secret Wars, he probably will.
Okay.
But I don't think his role is gonna be big and in everyone's face. Like everyone's gonna know Loki did this great heroic thing. I think he's gonna try to keep it to the background.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Right.
Well, let's just keep hope alive for that this all works out. Marvel could use this break in time to work things out for Doctor Strange 3. So, all right then, let's move on to the next one, guys. Austin, you do this one.
What? This is my topic.
I just did the
Yeah, but you
one.
took Austin's topic.
Oh,
you
okay, well,
did the first one.
He didn't take it. He had to read it because I can't see the list.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead, Jake.
Okay, well, I'm not. Most of our audience probably, all of our audience probably doesn't know this, but in case this runs by a new viewer who's into this stuff, Bionicle Ignition 3 trailer came out 3.
Oh God.
I don't think Bionicle really needs an introduction. If you were a kid from the early 2000s, you know what Bionicle is.
Oh yeah.
The reason I actually really like this project is because if you were a fan growing up like me, I didn't really have good access to the internet, and even then I didn't know how to really like navigate all the different websites, because it's a lot easier to find websites now than it's ever been before. But as a kid, I couldn't do it. So my only connection with the Bionicles was the movies and the trailers. And if you were a Bionicle fan, you know they only made 3 movies about one arc, but all the cool shit happens after the 3rd movie. So all the cool, interesting lore, there's an arc that happens right after that where you're following. So the main characters we start out with, they go on a mission and they actually get like defeated by the villains. So the side characters of the original story step up and become the new protagonists of the series for the next 2 arcs at least. And it created, and this started the Ignition trilogy. We never got movies about them, and everybody wanted them. We had a game, but it didn't really follow the storyline. It kind of doesn't fit into canon. So a fan project came about called Bionicle Ignition. And this is a stop motion project that takes all the lore you get from the books and the comics, and it consolidates it into one movie, essentially. If you're not a Bionicle fan, I wouldn't really recommend this. The quality at the time, you could tell like the acting isn't all that great. But if you were a Bionicle fan, this was actually like the closest thing you're ever going to get to those movies. So it kind of meant a lot to a lot of people. And they did the Island of Doom arc, and then they did the underwater rescue mission, and now they're doing the Battle for Power, which was the last event before we went to another planet somewhere. This trailer actually looks pretty good. The stop motion is a lot better. It seems like from the bits of acting we get, it sounds better than the last 2, which had shoddy acting for some of the characters. I really like I really like the new animations they're doing, and this is a bigger project. Like fans around the world are working on this one, like hundreds of fans around the world. So I'm actually really excited to see this. It's going to be 12 episodes, and it's going to cover the whole story of that arc. Which, if you know that how the story ends, it's kind of not the ending you typically expect. It was kind of a big plot twist for a lot of people when they were watching Bionicle at the time. So yeah, I really do hope that this comes out okay, and I'll be watching it. And if it's good or if it's interesting, I'll review the whole thing as opposed to every episode. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I mean, as far as my relation with Bionicles goes, I played with the toys during the early 2000s, and I think I only watched 2 of the Bionicle movies. So I can't say I'm too deep into the Bionicle lore,
Yeah, the third movie is actually pretty good. The book is better. Like the written out event is better because it adds more lore to the movie. But the third movie is actually pretty good. The first one's fun, and the second one is like it's okay. But I like I said, there were good movies. I just really wish they just stopped before they got to the best arc, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wish they would have kept going, but I guess they didn't make enough money. They were direct to DVD movies, so
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But, all right then. Does anybody else have any thoughts?
Go watch Bionicle.
Ignition. If you by chance are a passerby of the channel and you are a Bionicle fan and you hear this, and you didn't know, go watch Bionicle Ignition 1 and 2. I recommend it. Again, it's the best way to see the material. The books come to life in some capacity. So, go ahead.
Okay. All right then. So with that, let's move on to the next one. Which you do the honors.
Okay, so Rachel Ziegler is receiving crisis talks from executives concerning Snow White. I did hear some stuff about this, but not executive calls. I just think she's thoroughly misinformed about the character of Snow White, specifically the Disney version. I'm like, did we watch the same movie?
Yes, I know. Like,
did we not watch the same movie? Like, she's not helpless. She can figure her shit out. And no man saved her, man. And it's like, did we watch the same goddamn movie? Also, if I see any of y'all sending hate to Rachel Ziegler, I will personally come and eat your food.
This is the Snow. So I had to step away.
We're talking about put laxatives in your food.
Yes, I'll put laxatives in all your food.
Talking about the Snow White movie. So the Snow White movie, because they didn't do the dwarves thing. Is that what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about Rachel Ziegler herself.
Yeah, we're talking about the actual actress of Snow White.
We'll get to them later, but we're talking about Rachel right now.
Not today. Yeah.
Okay.
Rachel Ziegler, Jake, has spent the whole time marketing this film by trash talking the original film, saying how talking about she's not a fan of it, and then being confused. People reacted badly to that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, I get if this is not your favorite Disney movie. This is not my favorite Disney princess movie, but it's like, come on. Did you not watch the same damn movie?
It just goes beyond, like, as to whether or not this is your favorite Disney movie or not. But you gotta remember, this movie was a pivotal point in Disney as a whole. Back in its day. I mean,
Walt Disney. Not just that, but but a lot of people, including myself, have noticed that a lot of people are just misinformed about the old school Disney princess movies.
Yes,
and definitely. I'm just saying, you don't have to be physically strong to be strong. You can be emotionally and mentally strong.
There are different levels.
Yeah.
There are different levels.
That's what the original three were.
Yeah, there are different levels of strength. I mean, yeah, it does seem like people today are definitely misinformed on certain aspects. I mean, look at Peter Dinklage, right? Like, when you take his comments and when you actually watch the movies to see how the dwarfs were actually depicted, you see a very different story going on than what Peter Dinklage thinks of the dwarves. It's not what he thinks. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are just very misinformed about the original movie, and that just makes me sad.
We watched that movie. We watched that movie for our movie
night.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think I liked it. I thought it was boring.
I mean, it's not for everyone, but I liked it for what it is.
I understand it's important.
It's very much of its
time. Not really about the movie. She's hating on the character of Snow White.
Yeah.
I'm just going off. I remember that movie. I don't remember much of her character. What did she hate about
it? She hates the fact that it was a love story.
Not really. I would not say it's a love story.
That love story just kind of comes out at the very end.
It's a fantasy and a horror movie first.
Yeah.
She goes on to state that Snow White, this adaptation, will not be in love with the prince, and on top of that, it doesn't need to be said, but there is not going to be a kiss scene to wake her up.
Wait.
I mean,
this movie's gonna be trash.
I don't like I said, I don't know that. I guess
there are so
Jake,
many red
Jake,
flags into this movie.
well, what she was saying was she made a comment about the whole dwarf situation at some point about how it was better that the way they did it. She made several comments about Snow White as a character that was just misinformed, basically calling her weak-minded and stuff for falling in love and all that stuff like
No,
this.
she is definitely not a weak-minded
I
character.
mean, those are no.
And the weak-minded one that she alluded to is the one that made a lot of people mad. That's the only reason I remember it.
Yeah.
But she said a lot of insulting stuff about Snow White that I'm trying to find right now so I can get a direct.
I don't know. I guess I can't.
It's instead of falling in love, like this version of Snow White is going to be about being a leader. Like,
I don't.
oh boy.
But yeah, Jake, the thing is, it's not really about whether she likes the movie or not. It's not good to trash talk original film to hype your own film up.
No, it's not
at all.
And I agree with you. I think it was you weren't there. I don't think, but Kristen and I talked about this, and we'll bring it up again tomorrow in our Blue Beetle review. Stay tuned. So there's when you're marketing a movie, not every reaction is the one you want to get, even if it's not indicative of the quality of your movie. You don't want to run that risk, essentially.
Yeah.
I guess at the same time, I don't know. We watched that movie. I out of context. I wasn't at that time. I didn't see that movie when I was a kid. I don't get why people treasure that story so much personally, other than what it did for Disney. So
it's an iconic film. It's like, going back and saying like the Three Little Pigs. Like, it doesn't have
kid doesn't really.
I know it doesn't, but I'm just saying, like, I have no connection. So when she's saying all these, and I know the problem is what she said about the original movie. I mean, when she's saying all these changes, I'm like, but I guess that's fine. It'll be better than what I saw. Maybe, I don't know. Could be, but so I don't know.
I don't think changing the dwarf is still help though.
No, changing
the story where she don't fall in love with her prince. I think it can be fine.
Yeah,
because it was just tacked on the end of the last film anyway to a degree.
Yeah,
where it's just like, oh, at the beginning there's a prince, and then later on they're like, oh yeah, the prince is here.
About the prince,
you can obviously improve on that.
No, actually, about the whole prince in the original one. I've been looking more into this, but apparently the reason why we didn't get enough screen time with the prince when it came to the original film was because it's also because like the animation was like really rigorous to work with, so they couldn't really have time to dedicate on every single character. That's why the prince was lacking in a presence in the movie until the end.
You know what was the best live action Disney movie? In my personal opinion, Cinderella, yeah. Cinderella and the first Maleficent, in my opinion.
Maleficent was good. I saw
Cinderella with Rob Stark as the prince was great.
Yeah, I didn't see the live action Cinderella. So
it's good. We should watch it for movie night.
Maleficent was so good that they made a movie about her, but unfortunately, Disney took the wrong message and said, like, let's make all the villainous characters sympathetic.
I'm like, not all of these people gotta be sympathetic.
Let's not go into that.
Yeah.
I found her actual quote.
Okay, go ahead.
So she says in one interview, the dynamic between the princess and prince in the original is weird. And it says, so we're changing the story to fit a more modern message that shifts away from romantic love and more towards empowering women, which is usually mixed bag for people just by hearing that. She says they're not going to be saved by a prince. She's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's going to be dreaming about becoming a leader. Well, that's nothing to do with her story at all before.
Yes.
For real.
And the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. It had nothing to do with story at all either.
Yeah.
That's what was used.
This is Disney Snow White.
That's what was used on the Mulan.
Aren't bad.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, they are toxic.
And really, some of the changes aren't that bad.
Austin, those are.
I just feel like don't use the Snow White name for the cloud of it, though.
Austin,
you're going to change so much.
Austin, those are toxic terms by today's standards. Those are buzzkill words.
I think, like Austin said, I'm on the side of those changes aren't inherently bad, especially because, again, to me, like watching Snow White, I was like, this story didn't have much to it anyway. So I don't mind adding things, but it should enhance it a bit. I guess maybe like enhance what was already there. I'm trying
You
to
can
think of,
Like,
enhance.
yeah, you could have probably given more time to the prince to
I would-
maybe
Yes,
flesh out his
give him-
character.
I would
Yeah.
use
That was Cinderella did, and it worked out pretty well.
I would
Give
use
him-
I would use a one that I actually watched. I would use Little Mermaid as an example because that's what they did with Ariel and the prince. They gave the prince something to bond with Ariel over. Like they both had
Oh
similar.
yeah, the Little Mermaid live action was really good.
Yeah, they changed just enough to fix the problems of the original plot, and it made a better story, in my opinion.
But it seems like they're going the exact opposite route this film, because I think I remember a quote by the actor saying that like they wrote the prince in a way where he could be written off the film if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a cool quote.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shoot. Like, what's a prince going to do? Like, seriously.
Yeah,
He's not
like,
going
is
to
he
be.
He's
even
most
gonna be
likely
in this
here
movie?
to be saved.
Huh?
He's most likely here to be saved. How much you
Oh,
want to bet
boy.
instead of her being poisoned is going to be him?
Oh.
That would be an interesting twist.
There wouldn't be.
Oh, that is
It's
a
not
death
everything when
knell.
you
Like,
want to, when you're already limiting the stuff he gets, and then you're just like, well, we want to do about women empowerment, so
wow.
she has to be the one that save all day on the other stuff,
Oh no.
and
How
the prince
about
doesn't really get anything.
how about this?
Even though, to be fair, I don't think the prince was anybody's like favorite character.
Okay.
Movie.
Okay, how about this? Instead of the dwarfs being the one that defeats the witch, it's Snow White who defeats the witch.
But technically, that already
That's
happens in
probably
the original
going to be true.
story.
Yeah,
In the original
yeah,
story,
that's
that's
not
what
that big.
happens.
But this is being.
That's not that bad.
No, but see,
this
that's what I want to get into. That's what I want to get into too, because I think that's where I'm worried about with discussions like these. I think I want to get away from like the symbolism of why they're doing it and more like the story. And we can talk about the symbolism later. Like obviously they're doing it so they get a stronger female character in their eyes. Fine, whatever, we get that. But I'm trying to get to the point like the story. How is that gonna help the story? I guess is what I'm.
Every change they said inherently can help the story.
Right.
Except I don't see what change the dwarves to do.
Right.
Besides put people out of justice.
Man, I was
that's the only change where I'm like, I don't see how this improves the movie anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If you want to cut out the
really
French and you have a lot doing the original,
the movie.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you want to remove the French who didn't have that big a scene in the original anyway, I can see it. I'd rather you expand on everything from the original film, but I can see you wanting to limit his role. But if you change Snow White's whole personality, then it's not really Snow White anymore. You know what I mean?
For
You
real.
should just call it something else.
Like this is not Snow White and the Huntsman. This is Disney Snow White.
Yeah. And you know another movie that kind of took a Disney story but actually reimagined it completely, but still kept the theme.
I'm talking about Belle.
Belle. It kind of did that where it's the Beauty and the Beast story, but so lightly done. Like it's just enough to actually fit all the plot beats of Beauty and the Beast.
It's kind of like Ponyo as well.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I watched Belle, but I remember when I watched it, it felt like just redoing the whole animated movie. I can't remember any differences, honestly.
Belle did plot beats from Beauty and the Beast, but it made its own world. So like Belle the character is nothing like Belle from the original movie. She has her own different problems. She's not even like in the original Beauty and the Beast, she was strong-willed. She could read and all this other stuff. But in Belle the movie, that character is like very shy, timid. She can't sing without vomiting type thing. So they did stuff like that.
But they still kept the message and theme of the movie just twisted on its head.
Yeah.
With this movie, don't seem to be one like at all.
Yeah.
So it's not really Snow White. I'll be less about this film if this film was it Disney Snow White, which is the problem.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That should be the takeaway. Like the changes are fine, but at the end of the day, it still has to have the core themes of the original movie. I couldn't tell you what that is for Snow White. Maybe you guys can, but it should be there. I would say.
I'm gonna go see if I do decide to see this movie. I'm cosplaying my boy Vil Schoenheit, who's based off the evil queen from that movie. And I'm going to root for the evil queen.
Well, I could tell y'all I'm boycotting this film specifically because of the dwarf situation.
Don't get me fucking started.
Yeah, I don't really want to watch it either.
I wouldn't
because of the dwarf situation.
Jobs away from several like a group of people that are already struggling in this like freaking
Like,
thing.
hey,
It's like, come
hey,
on,
wait,
man.
wait. Did you ever watch Snow White and the Huntsman?
I have, but not in a while.
Oh, okay. Because apparently the dwarfs they had there were actually regular sized people that they animated to be short
Didn't they do
people.
that for The Hobbit as well?
They might have.
Yep.
Yep.
I haven't
So
seen The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings. Guys, don't come after me. I haven't seen them yet.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, that and the Hobbit. Some of them are actually short,
Yeah.
but a lot of the main ones were regular people.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's just like the drawers not being there. That was I wouldn't say like that's what I was gonna say. Snow White wasn't to me a love story. It was mainly about the dwarves and Snow White together, even though not much happened. So the
Jake,
dwarves are really what it should be about.
Jake,
That's why I was
the
confused
icon,
when she brought that up. Like that was a major part of the film. No, that's really like the end of the movie.
Yeah.
like Jake, no,
At the end.
the most iconic part was the love story. The takeaway from the original film was like the love between the prince and Snow White. You know, everybody refers back to that
I
scene.
do.
You know,
I mean, they refer to it, but I wouldn't say like they don't have any real connection.
Yeah.
I would say that the love that the dwarves.
If you ask anybody about Snow White, they're going to talk about the dwarves.
Yeah, I would say that the what the movie could have focused on is the love the dwarves have for Snow White, like the platonic, like you're our friend, you're a part of us, one of us. That could have been what they focused on in the movie, and then you could have gotten rid of the prince altogether, and that would have been fun.
And hey, if you wanted to build off the character and make it make sense with the romance between the two, you could have said like, hey, the prince and Snow White, they knew each other growing up. You know, so.
Like I said, if you focus on, you could do that, and you could also take the prince out altogether if the dwarves or it's not a romantic love, but it's like a family.
A familial.
Yeah, a familial love. Yes.
Those guys literally killed a woman for her. So I'm just saying.
They were the real heroes of Snow White, you know.
Like I feel like there is a way to modernize the themes of Snow White without getting rid of the integrity of the movie.
Yeah, the more we talk about it, the more I realize, they could have done better. They could have done better. The more we talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the route they're going.
Right, but
So all I would say to her, if you don't like the movie, you don't put it down to hype up your movie. They just, as shown multiple times, every time people do this, it just makes people not want to see your movie.
Yeah, and then how much you want to bet the people are going to complain
on the reason
that no
you even want to see
movie.
your
movie. Exactly.
Yep,
right.
that's the same thing what Elizabeth Banks did about her film. As she trash talked men about y'all, this movie isn't for y'all. Don't come see it. And then she got mad that men weren't seeing it. The Ocean's 11 or something, I believe. Ocean's 12 or something.
Charlie's Angel, or was it that?
No. It was like
it was either that or Charlie's Angel. It was one of those two.
Yeah, I saw Ocean's 13.
It was one of those two. But she was mad that men were not going to see it, even though she told men not to see
it. But yeah, this won't be the last time we talk about Snow White, audience. So we still have yet to see a teaser or trailer after all, and look at all the commotion it's causing. You know,
that's insane.
Yeah. But all right then. So I think we talked enough about Snow White.
Yeah,
so
let's move on.
Let's move on. I'll take this one. The Marvels to be a more wackier and sillier movie than the first one.
I'm just gonna say this right here, right now. I already knew this because of Kamala Khan being in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Trying to do the serious the stuff like in the first one, I think would have been a detriment. I think we really just need to see Kamala and them have fun in this situation.
The main Brie Larson's the main problem with Brie Larson's Captain Marvel was like she has no personality, so putting her in a silly scenario forced it out.
She's a buzz.
No personality, and they tell you she's emotional when she's not emotional. Like
she's a buzzkill. Okay, like audience, out of our group right here, I'm the one who's like most critical when it comes to humor and silliness being incorporated by the MCU, right? In this scenario, though,
I don't agree.
In this scenario, though, I do agree that for the best, it does make sense to go a funner route with Captain Marvel as opposed to what we got in the first one, you know?
Yeah, I don't agree with what he said this man likes Thor Ragnarok, but then like Love and
No,
Thunder.
he didn't like Thor. No, he didn't like Thor.
No.
We watched
Thor Ragnarok.
That movie night. We watched Thor Ragnarok together, and we all hated it.
Who liked Thor Ragnarok? Then someone we know loved Thor
Probably
Ragnarok, and me and you didn't like.
Probably.
I mean, I liked it, but it's not my favorite.
Wait, no.
Yeah, the Nolan
my favorite.
Guys, we're going to be talking about Thor later. We're going to be talking about Thor later. Let's stick to the topic of the Marvels right now.
As far as the Marvels goes, I think, like, man, again, if I was Kevin Feige, get rid of Echo, because if we get a W on Captain Marvel, we could end the year on a high note. I'm just saying. And let's say the Marvels is. And let's say the Marvels.
Date. We promised we weren't going to bring up Echo and crash talk Echo every week.
Oh, okay. No. I'll just say I think this actually might be good. I don't know if it's going to make money, but if it repairs Captain Marvel's reputation, I think that's worth it. So,
let's say, yeah.
I think
this movie's in a weird place.
I think it will.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah.
It's in a weird place. People like Kamala, but a lot of people didn't finish her show, apparently.
Yes.
A lot of people don't like Carol, and then people like Monica.
You haven't finished it.
So it's like, I don't know who's going to see this. And then you had the Nick Fury stuff that just happened, which is going to dampen this film for people. So I don't know if this movie's going to be like hot. Like a hot situation, or just going to be middle of the road.
That's crazy.
I don't see it making more than like.
This movie's not making $1 billion. This movie's not making $1 billion. Yeah. Let's put that on the table. Like
it's not going to make like Black Panther 2 or Guardians of the Galaxy money.
That's
in my opinion.
Crazy. You bring up a good point. Everyone in this movie is contentious in some way, as far as the general audience is concerned. All the main characters. So the only one who is from a show people like for the most part is Monica. So.
But a lot of people didn't like how that show ended, or what Monica said when the show ended. They don't know you gave up in a fake family after you tortured them for weeks on end.
She is forever defined by that saying, sadly. Yeah. You know, I want to see Monica's reaction to Doctor Strange too. Honestly,
Strange, they don't know you gave up to them. You killed that universe. It's okay, bro.
But no, I have high hopes for this movie.
I feel like, as far as enjoyment goes, the Marvels, I think it's going to be it's definitely going to be a better one than the first one. Financially wise, no, it's not. So
probably.
You don't know that, Cryptid. You don't know that.
Especially if Loki season 2, which is going to be the last thing Marvel has till that movie, is not as good. Because then it just ruins the MCU brand. Because the MCU brand is only affected when movies and shows aren't doing as well. But when they're doing great, the next movie over, they're like, I don't know if I want to see this.
Yeah, some dude was talking to me. He was like, some dude was talking to me. He went out his way to say, "Oh yeah, the MCU was terrible. The last great MCU movie was Guardians of the Galaxy 3." I'm like, bro, that was the last one.
That was the most recent one, man. Like, what's your basis?
But that's the thing with superhero movies.
I mean to cut you off, with my bad.
No, it's all good. I was going off of your point.
That's the thing with superhero movies in general. It doesn't matter how many good ones there are. The first mid or bad one, the people are just gonna be like, "Is superhero fatigue a thing?" I just hate it.
Yeah, but people say that for every single one of these. Yeah. You see for every single one.
And then look at Miles Morales' movie, how successful that was. It's just a matter of the execution of the film at the end of the day, you know?
Every superhero movie that came out this year so far, over half of them were received great, and still people
unless they're DC.
And still people were like, is superhero fatigue setting in? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, you like most of these movies.
Okay. As long as they're still making $500,000, I'm gonna say superhero movies are fine.
Right.
Yeah. But, people need to stop assuming that a movie needs to make $1 billion, otherwise it's a failure. You know,
yeah. I mean, we can all agree at the MCU,
which is weird. That wasn't happening until the Marvel started doing that repeatedly, and people were like, "Oh, you don't do that, you're trash."
Yeah.
But it's just a concert. And to be fair, we've been dealing with this since like Phase 2, so it's whatever. But back to the Marvels, like I said, the trailer goes back to what I loved about the Phase 3 trailers, how they were all like had these cool styles to them. I remember sometimes like during all of Phase 3, I'll just go back and rewatch a bunch of trailers. Like I watched the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer, I really liked it. So I like the style this one brings. It feels like a Phase 3 trailer. all over again, and I'm really liking the plot. Seems interesting, so
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I'm gonna hope for the best, man. I want this movie to succeed.
Mm.
Like I said, there's a lot against this movie in a way. In the eyes of the general public or people keeping up these films, so I can see it not being the biggest success, but it will be a success.
I want this movie to succeed, to have a win for Marvel, and also to have a win for Kamala Khan. But the realistic side of me is saying no.
Yeah.
If they're done right here, I feel like this movie needs to see so they can understand that this is the type of hero that we want.
Yeah.
Audience Cryptid's just a big old hater. He doesn't know how to have fun.
But yeah.
The last comment was mine.
Are we
all right, guys? I think we're done with this one, so let's move on to the next one, guys. How about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Austin.
Let me see if I can do this. And I have to leave this office here to go find it.
I'm looking.
Jake could do it if you want.
Okay. Okay. Looks like we're returning to Scott Pilgrim with his new animated teaser trailer show.
Woo!
I don't know why this didn't. Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why. Nothing's wrong with it. Absolutely nothing. It's just like the YouTube shorts. I didn't care for some reason. Like I like the YouTube shorts. I really love them, but like I didn't care. But I'm probably the outlier here. So everybody say their piece.
I told you it was gonna kick me out. I knew it. I told you it was gonna happen if I left to go find it. But Scott Pilgrim, I'm excited because they're animating it the comic 1-to-1 adaptation, so everything is gonna be exactly how it looks in the book. And they brought back all the voice actors from the live action movie. So they're already the cast, playing the roles they played before. So even if this movie isn't good, I feel like I'm gonna be thoroughly entertained.
Yeah. Yeah, the animations, like I said, the animation from the shorts is great. And also like you said, the voice actors being back is a plus because I really like that cast. Like I said, for some reason the trailer, for me, I guess I was like, but it's not the trailer's fault.
The trailer isn't good. The trailer's not good.
No.
Seeing animated, I thought it was being animated weird. I feel like you should have a studio try to do it. But watching them walk around is kind of weird in some scenes.
Yeah.
So the animation's not the best, but they did try to emulate the comic book style, which I appreciate.
Yeah. But
I mean, I gotta be honest, I never watched Scott Pilgrim, so I don't have a stake in this.
If you want a funny scene, if you want a funny scene from that movie, but you don't want to actually watch it, go look up the animated scene where the censor bar in the coffee shop scene.
Yeah, that scene was great.
Where every time Ramona talks, there's like a censor bar on her mouth, and it
no, it wasn't Ramona though. It wasn't Ramona.
Well, who was it?
I don't remember her name, but she was chilling out with Envy's crew.
Yeah, there was like this girl in the coffee shop. She's like talking, but every time she curses, a censor bar shows up on her face, and this is in live action.
Yeah.
And then Scott goes like, "How are you doing that with your mouth?" He's like, "Never mind how I'm doing." It's just like humor like that is like what Scott Pilgrim was.
What did you do with my sister? I literally watched that clip the other day.
Seven's girlfriend.
Yeah, but that's fun. But yeah,
excited.
Mm-hmm.
I get to see more of my favorite drunken homosexual. That's not me.
Before the show come out, we'll have to watch it for movie night for Cryptid then.
Okay.
Yes, it's so good.
Hey, Cryptid, Chris Evans is in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that should say a lot. I know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't watch all movies with Chris Evans in it. Come on, guys.
I'm just saying your captain is in this movie. You better answer the question.
This is the edgiest Human Torch has ever been, bro. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
My captain was in Knives Out, and I still didn't watch that movie, man.
You failed the call of America.
Hey.
Okay, yeah, ready to go?
All right, guys. I think we talked enough about Scott Pilgrim, so let's move on to the next. Jake.
I'll do it.
Oh, I'll do it. Okay. Yeah, awesome.
Thor 5, because I memorized that part of the list. Thor 5 is in the works, and apparently the villain's going to be bigger than Hela, and I can already tell you who it is.
Mankind.
It had to be Mangog because they literally killed every other person. That's important.
Yes.
The problem is, if they were going to do Mangog, they should have did it for the 4th film, because Mangog should have been in prison in the bottom of Asgard, and he would have been released when it blew up.
Yeah.
So unless you would have to do just floating around killing people, I feel like 5 years, I would have do.
Yeah.
That's all you got left. You're stronger than Hela. That's literally all Thor has, unless you're going to steal from another hero again.
Yeah, in case the audience wants to know more about Mangog, he's basically the doomsday of Thor's storytelling. So,
what I was more interested in is Taika Waititi was the one who said that, and I'm wondering, like, is Taika Waititi attached to the? He left.
He was not supposed to be filming this movie. Why is he commenting?
Okay, I gotta say this to Marvel executives: if you bring back Taika Waititi for Thor 5, you have nobody to blame but yourselves. Like,
to be fair, he himself has also admitted that Thor 5 needs to be serious, and me and Jake, at least, in other media, have seen him do serious work. And
but like you need to win back the audience, because like nobody can trust Taika from this.
From a marketing standpoint, you're absolutely right.
I don't think that one film has ruined Taika's story somehow. He still loved Ragnarok. He has one bad film. That's not enough to ruin his reputation.
Well, I think the hate for Taika really came out in Thor 4 based off what I've seen online. But that said,
because what he did before. But I mean, I don't think that ruined his full reputation. If the next movie's good, I feel like he'll come back.
Yeah, but that said, it's not even if the movie doesn't have to be good. The trailer just has to, in this case. If the next Thor trailer is like Infinity War levels of like good, I don't think people will mind. I think people will be like, oh, let him cook. You know what I mean?
If people see Taika's names associated with this, they'll be queasy about it, man. Even if the trailer is phenomenal.
They will, but if they will until they see the trailer. And if the trailer is a serious trailer, I think they'll give it a chance. That's what
I just can't see Taika not wanting to bring in his what he's already brought to Thor in previous films, because he's going to be introducing Hercules, and the version the version he made of Thor, the comedic one, that's really Hercules' shit, and you're bringing him in the next film. Of course, he's going to make him a ridiculous guy.
When you talked about it, that's why he's most likely going to make Hercules like the old Thor, where he's super serious.
I also think, like I said, I just think
they'll be super serious for 10 minutes, and then they're going to be drinking beers or tequila in Mexico.
No, they're going to make
beer bros.
They probably will at the end of the movie, but like we said, based on his other acting jobs, other than one film or 2 films, he has shown he can do serious for a long period of time.
Yeah, I even see his episode of Mandalorian, for the most part, there was like one out-of-pocket joke, but other than that, there was a
I heard he was pretty good in Our Flag Means Death.
Yeah. It was like one out-of-pocket joke in the whole episode. But outside of that, it was a very serious and
I think a fail-safe way to win the audience back is just saying Taika's not part of this at all. So that's just where my standpoint.
I would rather take it as
Thor 5. You know what I want out of Thor 5?
What?
I need Thor and Hercules to
No, that's not gonna happen.
They would. They would. It's just Marvel are cowards.
No.
Cryptid, look, you're right. Marketing wise,
to be fair, it's very possible that Hercules might kiss Thor.
That is a possibility.
Thor would not kiss back, but it would happen. It can happen.
Wait, hang on. I'm saying is Cryptid, you're absolutely right that it would be probably safer if they didn't if they got a new director, and it could also work. But just because Taika's here, it doesn't mean inherently it'll ruin the prospects of the movie. All people are worried about is if it's going to be a comedy again, and all you have to do is release a trailer showing it's not going to be a comedy, and that's all people are going to care about. They're just going to care about the trailer.
Just because the trailer has comedy in it doesn't mean the whole movie is joke.
But if the trailer is just like, again, if it's a Captain America Winter Soldier type trailer, or like a Infinity War trailer, like people will get over it. They'll just be like, oh, that's basically my. But
you're putting all your stock in the trailer, man. Just saying, man.
talk in the
Yeah,
trailer.
because usually it's a trailer that dictates if people are going to watch a film or not.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
That's the main thing they're talking.
Yeah, I'm saying that in this particular case, because the trailer is the advertisement, basically. That's why it matters so much. Like I said, if he does the trailer and it's like another comedy and shit, that's on him. That's like obviously his fault. He would be a dumbass to do that again. But
I don't think he's an idiot.
Yeah. So yeah, unless the Taika's an idiot, he's not going to make another comedy straight up again. So that's what I'm basing.
Chris Hemsworth also said that he's not playing comedic Thor again.
Yeah. So
I hope so because
one thing wanted to comedic Thor, he's pulling a Dave Bautista for some reason.
Okay, but aside from that, like we keep talking so much about Taika, but I want to talk like a little bit about Chris Hemsworth and Thor, right? Because this is going to likely be his last attempt at Thor, because Chris Hemsworth, he's getting up there in age. Building up a body for that, it's very exhausting. We don't know if we're going to get a Thor 6. I mean, if you're going to go for Mongol
I think,
or whatever.
I think he's going to die in Secret War. I don't think Thor is staying around. I think
so
if he doesn't die, he's definitely retiring.
Yeah, I think I want him to die because I want them to do the World Serpent scene. Because that's still part of Marvel's lore. I would love to see Thor die in the World Serpent, which possibly could be the villain of this movie for all I know. But I feel like Thor, of all people, needs a warrior's death, in my opinion.
Yes, exactly. Go old man Logan style of this.
I think.
I would love if they do a Thor 6. I would love like an anthology where we're going to like old King Thor stuff.
I think he needs a replacement, which might be Hercules if he's the serious character that Austin.
Their god who was part of the team, Hercules, and his daughter.
Yeah.
Okay. He also has a daughter who wields his axe right now. So technically, we have a younger version of a Thor for like the Young Avengers stuff. They still plan to do that.
Yep. You see, when you bring up Hercules, I'm just so conflicted with Hercules because, like, yes, I have to recognize one aspect of Hercules in comics is that he is a goofy character in a lot of ways,
Super fruity.
Yes, but now, like that, the whole perception of a strong male character, especially a god, right, being goofy, that archetype is tainted now in the MCU. But that is a part of Hercules' character. So I don't know if I want to keep. I want to see that, or if that's going to be a route that they're going to have to travel eventually with Hercules.
Eventually, but they don't have to do it with what Taika Waititi, bro. I feel like he's going to be serious, and over the course of the movie, he's going to learn to lighten up. But by the time he comes back, it's going to most likely be a dude director. They're not going to keep using this guy. They'll be stupid to keep using this guy. So whoever's next on the Hercules thing, I feel like might just reinvent like the Olympic gods altogether. To be honest.
And to be fair, we're all going off the fact that Taika Waititi is the one who made the statement, but maybe I just hit me that like maybe he's just in the room because I know with Marvel some of the directors have cross talks with each other so they know how the character's supposed to go and stuff like that. So maybe Taika Waititi handing notes and saying like, "Hey, I was in the room and turns out this film's gonna be pretty strong," or something like that.
I'm back.
Their only two choices are Mangog and the World Serpent, who both have killed Thor. Like they don't really got a lot of people left. It's so strong in the hell.
Yeah. But like I said, Taika might not even be directing this, but this is just if he is, this is the scenario. And as far as the villains, it's either Magog, World Serpent, or maybe some obscure villain no one remembers or something. Then people are gonna pretend like they remember when it comes.
I would do Mangog because if I do Mangog only because the World Serpent means that Thor has to die, like 100%. And I don't want Thor to die. Just be like, well, Hercules is replacement. Here you go. I'm like, I want them to team up to beat Mangog, and then I want Thor to. If Thor dies, I want it to be in like Secret Wars or something to save everybody. I don't want to be like a youth death or just a replacement death situation. I want his death. Thor's death. All people should mean something by this point. He had the most solo movies of all characters.
Oh yeah. It's the death of a god. I mean, that should be impactful. A literal god. Like
I'm still hoping that Thor gets his own kid. because I do want to. They're never going to make it that far, but I do want them to do like Enchantress, all the other stuff at some point with a story character lines. Even with Thor not there, if Thor has a kid, you can still kind of do that type of stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't want his only kid to be an adopted girl, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't
I want
want
to have
the
a son,
last.
and that son has the 3 granddaughters that Thor has.
I just don't want the last image of Chris Hemsworth's era Thor being him going into battle with a Mjolnir with lipsticks and glitter while Stormbreaker's giving to a 10-year-old girl.
Y'all are just haters.
I can see them still.
I don't see the problem with Stormbreaker being held by a girl. Anybody can hold
A 10-year-old,
This is literally his daughter.
girl. Yeah, but
It's his daughter.
You give Stormbreaker to a 10-year-old girl before you give it to Beta Ray Bill.
Well, wait.
You mean the character? Well, you mean the character that's not in the film? Yeah.
He means narratively. I don't think he means like.
No. I understand what he means. I'm saying they can still do Beta Ray Bill. Like this doesn't stop them from getting it. The point is, right now, all this stuff is the girl.
We cannot.
I don't mind
to share with his daughter. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, I don't mind him giving a girl because again, as they bring up in Thor 4, even as a kid, in Thor's day, kids fought. So it was just like to him, that's just like, yeah, give a kid a weapon, whatever.
We gotta remember too that Thor's first weapon was the axe.
Yeah. So, but if you're talking about narratively speaking, you would have rather seen Beta Ray Bill be introduced and then like
everybody would have. No, everybody would have. Beta Ray Bill's the best Thor character that's not named Thor. If Thor, Beta Ray Bill didn't like Sif, then probably Enchantress or Odin.
Yeah.
But if they're not gonna, if anyone's gonna replace Thor, it should be him. If Thor dies, Beta Ray Bill should get the hammer. I don't want Hercules.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they might still do that, but the Beta Ray Bill now Hercules versus Beta Ray Bill. I can still see that happening. But it's gonna be like too far gone for people. I think a lot of people care.
Well, remember what Kevin Feige said. We have 40 years of these movies, so like, I know. Was it 40, 80, something like that?
No,
yeah, he said we will get to Beta Ray.
They're looking to reach MCU 2099 after all.
Yeah, but I can see like Thor dying in Secret Wars, and then like the daughter and her like take his weapons, and then something happens, or you find out that like Beta Ray Bill's people got messed up by the Encouragers, and now they're held captive. So he comes to steal the hammer. So it goes freedom, and then they still do that plot line.
Right.
It wouldn't be as impactful, but it can still happen and be done well if they got a good director. Yeah, but if Ty's in this movie, I think it's okay, but they should probably roll the dice and get a new director. Along they keep the colorful palette, because color is a big part of Thor comics. You read Thor comics, Thor color. So as long as you keep the color palette, I think I can stomach what a new director does. Like, if that makes sense. I just don't want to lose that. And I also want to keep the goats. The goats don't have to scream every time, but I do want to keep
no.
Dude,
No, they better change up those goats to that. Those annoying screams. I don't know who was laughing the first time, but you certainly weren't laughing after the 5th time of their screaming.
Yeah, but
every
goats.
time they were screaming going into a portal, I was laughing my ass off. You guys did but there. I
They're
was into
goats,
it.
Cryptid. Have you never seen a goat?
Yes, I've seen. Dude, my parents have a farm, dude.
I will let us get up the screen. They don't have to scream all the time. But I do still want the flying goats to be a part of the film. Because they're just a useful way of like short string transportation. Because you can't just use the Rainbow Bridge for everything.
Yeah, bring the flying goats, but don't make a comedic jab with them. So everybody's gonna be eagle-eyeing every single comedy shit they do in this, just to let you all know. So
look, maybe I can guarantee you, unless this movie is soulless, someone's gonna go playing regardless of what joke is in this film. This movie can be Thor 2's dark, and people be like, "Oh, this movie's just bad now." They worse the comedy, because they like the flip flop. But if this movie has one joke in it that someone don't like, it's gonna be the biggest deal in the world.
By the way, Thor 2's beginning is actually pretty good. It's like literally the last
I
half of
like
that movie.
Thor 2. People are haters if they don't like.
No, the back half of that movie's not great.
They are not
like
haters for not liking the bad movie.
It was a stepping stone movie. You needed to watch that to see the Infinity Gem.
Funny enough, they
Thor
ruined Thor's biggest villain, which is Malekith, and his biggest backup villain, which is Kurtz, in the same film. It blows my mind that they were like, "Oh, hell, it's a big deal." It's like, no, Malekith was a big deal, and you killed him.
Thor 2 at the very beginning, you get like a great sense of Thor's character, bro. And I thought that like the way they handle it is like really well. I would like to mark. I like to say right when
I feel
they
like we can
escape.
agree that Loki was probably at his best in this movie.
I
would
like
say-
especially that final scene where you replace Odin and you're like, oh wow, you were gasping.
I would like to.
I hate
like
that
to say that
they didn't do anything except for off-screen stuff, but
it was right around the time that they leave to go to Curse's planet. I think that's when the movie starts to like dip. It's like somewhere in that time period where the movie starts to dip. When they after the mom dies, I think it's like the last time I was like enjoying the movie.
I have one more question, John.
Yeah.
As y'all know, Patty Jenkins was supposed to do a Thor film, and she wanted to go do Wonder Woman. Do y'all think that she should do Thor 5? She don't have to write it, but she can direct it.
No, well, hang on. She has to write it, then maybe. So, I might save it for me. If she's writing it, hell no.
Yeah, okay. With Wonder Woman, she showed she can do these God-type characters in their action scenes. I'm going to be mad at the slow-mo. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't care who does it at this point. Zack Snyder killed me slow-mo. I'm so done with that fight scene.
Yeah.
But I'll be willing to see her version of Thor if she's not writing the story.
Yeah. I'd be willing to see her back. She just can't write, but that's fine.
Other than that, I don't know who else will probably get to direct it. I don't know who else would be willing to do Thor mythology and all that stuff. I'll see Peter Jackson did Thor. I'll be into it. Peter Jackson Thor sounds amazing.
Get the director for Old Man Logan. How about that?
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he could.
He can do it, but he does not want to do any more big studio stuff right now. I feel like with the restrictions Marvel will probably put on him.
I guess but to be fair, when it comes to the talks about directors, like I don't know. I don't know. It could be either it could be anybody. I'll let Marvel decide. Like I said, it's not really
who've done similar stuff but used to that type of work or action to try to see if they can bring a unique take to the character. So they're trying to revisit Thor again anyway.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, guys, I think we spoke a lot about this topic, and we got a bunch more to go.
Ham onto this topic.
Yeah, it's probably the most controversial MCU movie of Phase 4 after all. So Thor 4. So, all right, guys, let's move on. Okay, Austin, you take this one.
I can't read them.
Okay. All right. You know what? Let me introduce this one. Okay, we're done with media news, so we're on the comic news. The Sabretooth War announced.
Okay. I'm excited for this one. That's why you said me. I understand now.
Yep.
People don't remember when Krakoa started, Sabretooth was killing people, and they were like, "Hey, yo, you can't do that anymore. We can't
kill
him."
Yeah,
go in the pit. And they dragged him down. He was the first person in there. And after, it's basically like think about being in the danger, where it's like a fake reality around you. Sabretooth, the X-Men come to arrest Sabretooth. In his mind, he scratches like Scott's face off. And Scott has no eyelids now. He's just full blasting his power. And he used that to kill the X-Men in his mind. And then he closed his eyes, he opened his eyes again, he's at a table talking to Cypher. And Cypher's like, actually, we think we were a little bit too hard on you. If we just started Krakoa, you were already killing people before Krakoa started. You know what I mean? So we give you time to actually try to adjust our rules. So we're going to let you take control over the pit and do whatever you want. And he basically became the god of hell, or the devil.
I have a question. I have a random question.
Yeah.
Did you see Toad?
I
got
know Toad
wrongfully
failed,
put.
but I did not get to that part.
Okay, because he got wrongfully put in the pit in Trial of Magneto, and I'm still pissed
Oh
off
yeah, you're
about
right.
that 2 years later.
He did get wrongly put in there, but I was not able to find or read a follow-up story for Sabretooth to see what happened.
Right,
At the end of the first volume,
let me know when you do, because I'm still salty.
I'll probably bring it up next week because the first volume ends with more young teen hero X-Men and mutants falling into the pit. But I never got to that part because my comic started selling out of the Sabretooth stuff.
Yep.
But I'm really excited to see him come out of that and somehow, for some reason, fight Logan again.
You know, it's funny you should mention that because, like, you know, since we're entering the final era of Krakoa, right, we're going to have to see a lot of these return to status quo back because, like, you know, for the longest time, all the mutants, heroes, villains, in between are all, like, in one group, right? Are all on the same side. Yep, Kumbaya and that stuff. Okay, but now it's going to have to go back to the status quo where, okay, you have the X-Men up against the Brotherhood. Magneto's going back to being a villain. Same thing with Apocalypse.
Yeah, but
It just
Magneto's
happened.
still dead.
Magneto's dead.
We
Magneto
saw.
still dead.
I think we in the last issue of Scarlet Witch. I think Magneto popped up, didn't he?
It was the clone. It was a clone.
Oh
yeah!
Wow.
There's a war
okay. So
on
you're
Mars,
right,
and Magneto's dead. Like Magneto's permanently dead right now from that.
He died on a rock, though, dude. Have you not been paying attention?
Yeah, I'm not reading
A
the
lot of
X-Men
people
stuff, Witch.
So why you haven't an opinion?
Okay,
I honestly don't think they're going to turn Apocalypse to a villain anytime soon. Or if they do, I think it's going to be a natural growth for his character, where he's like, "Yeah, my name's Resurrection now," or no, what is it? Revolution. It's something with R.
Okay.
But I can still see him keeping his current character projection and denying what Mutant has become to still do his, Apocalypse stuff.
No.
But
Sinister definitely going back to being a villain.
No shit.
Yeah, Sinister is in the pit right now too, so I can imagine what Sabretooth doing with him cooking up.
Can we full on have Beast be a villain at this point?
Yeah.
No, that's confirmed. That's already confirmed. It's over. It's done. If you check his Marvel, if you go on Marvel.com and check his alignment, it says villain.
Wow.
Good.
Good for him. Good for him.
But what I can see about this event, this new storyline builds on the current Fall of X status quo. We're just seeing mutants become more hunted and feared than ever before. As one of the first mutants in prison on Krakoa, Sabretooth is now riding high on the destruction of the mutant nation. He's having the time of his life, apparently. To celebrate, he's reviving his old tradition of tormenting Wolverine on his birthday. But with Logan already pissed off and pushed to his brink with everyone he cares about being, dead or hunted, he's already back in his beast mode. He's going back feral on himself when it comes to some of this stuff. The stage is set for their bloodiest and most violent showdown yet. Marvel also promises the Sabretooth War will shed new light on Wolverine and Sabretooth's shared history. That means they're going to retcon some random new thing into their past. So I thought acting like this. we don't know what y'all plan. Sabretooth is the definition of a big bad. He's one of the nastiest, cruelest, scariest villains in the 616. He's also a rapist. He's also a rapist. That's really confirmed.
That's not fun.
That.
Wait, didn't he rape? Didn't he rape Mystique at one point?
I do not know, but he did do Wolverine's girlfriend and he killed her.
Oh, damn.
That was in an old book too.
He was raping her, but in his mind, he was fucking with Wolverine. And that's what it was.
When is he not fucking with Wolverine?
Raping her, YouTube grape.
Yeah, I fixed it. I fixed mine. Talk to them.
Yeah.
But
tell Crypto.
So having Sabretooth back and treated as a villain, but people don't know. Before Krakoa, they were doing this thing where they kept turning Sabretooth to a good person for like the longest time. You remember he was like the hero of X-Force, and before that he was the hero on that thing too.
Yeah, because they decided to keep him and Havoc in their same alignment alteration from Axis for the longest time. Which was so weird.
He was basically a hero, which is the biggest weird thing for Sabretooth. Even though I did like it. I did like that book with him and Lady Deathstrike together in X-Force. I thought that was great.
I think he was even after the death of Wolverine, right? I think Sabretooth was wearing his old brown and yellow costume that was, originally worn by Wolverine too. So
Oh,
He put
geez.
on his old costume at the end of that X-Force run.
mm-hmm.
I think his mind got switched back or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, around the same time he went back to his regular outfit. But this is the first time in a while you're gonna get some pure big bad Sabretooth if you wasn't reading the stuff about him in Hell because it wasn't real anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited, man. Seeing them fight full on for the first time on doing the birthday tradition again, which I would love to see in that film. I really wish we saw that. When Marvel finally does their X-Men New Wolverine again, I want them to do an anthology TV show where it's different birthdays of Logan and Sabretooth come to attack him. I think that'd be hilarious.
Oh, damn, that would be cool. But hey, it sounds like
it all comes out in January 10th, 2024. So
hey,
I don't know what advertising so early.
This sounds like the most excited we've been with an X-Men event in a while. So hey, good on Marvel. Okay.
Yeah.
But alright then, that's it for the comic news of the week, audience. Now we move on to the comic reviews. And Jake, you want to start this one off?
Yes, brother. Disney villains. We're doing this again.
Hades number 1.
Yeah, you're lucky because if he wanted to, he could have did Maleficent.
Nah, I spared y'all Maleficent. All right. I didn't even want to go into Maleficent, so that just say a lot.
Yeah, we saw the movie. Let's just say the movie's canon.
Okay. But anyway, going to Hades, like, I honestly thought this book was going to follow the trope of Nightmare Before Christmas and Scar, right? Seeing the past of Hades, maybe like the teenage years of him and Zeus and this stuff. No, it's something entirely different. You see Hades in the underworld, his pure status, right? He's just enraged about how, like, he's there having to work in the underworld while all the gods are partying up in Olympus, and he doesn't even get invites. I mean, for God's sakes, they bring in the goddess of the sewers into their party instead of Hades. How low can you go in that? So what Hades ends up deciding to do, of course he goes to the Sisters of Faith, and they tell him, like, one thing you'll need to uphold, as part of your plan to overthrow Zeus, you'll need to retrieve the Golden Fleece, which is guarded by a dragon. And Hades like, oh, okay, that's all.
I thought the Golden Fleece was guarded by some sheep.
Well, in this story, it's a dragon.
That's lame.
But anyway, so Faye's like, oh, no problem. I'll just send my 2 lackeys. I keep forgetting their names. Fear and Terror, I think. The 2 demon lackeys. They go to try to retrieve it. They come back all defeated, scarred. Pain and Panic, yep. Scarred, like, beaten up, like saying, boss, we can't do it. Like, no one can. Going there, it's a suicide mission. And that's when Hades has the idea. Suicide mission, eh? Assemble Task Force Hades. We have a suicide mission. This is basically Hades forming his own suicide squad. Like, okay, of course, first he goes up to this. In case people, like, hey, if you're familiar with your Greek storytelling and that stuff, this will be a treat. We first start off with him recruiting Arachne, who, was a skilled weaver who competed up against Athena in Greek mythology. And, she lost and got turned to spider for that. And Hades comes up saying, like, I could hey, if you complete this one task for me, I'll turn you back into human. And she's like, well, I have nothing else going on here. I'm stuck in home all day with my mother. So, yeah, sign me up. The next one... You want? No, she's actually the size of a spider, man. That's the thing.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
you know your basic Greek mythology?
yeah.
Jeez.
She has a body of a
Didn't you
spider.
just call them out for Didn't you
Basically,
just call them out for having a dragon guard the fleece witch?
ooh,
At least I was. Hey. At least I know my basic Greek mythology. Okay, shut up.
The
gotcha.
I know
point
more than
is that this movie does not care about basic Greek.
I know, which they really should, but you know what? They
This
have to Disneyfy everything. So,
Gotcha. So yeah, this version of Arachne, she's a human from torso up, but everything else is a spider from the bottom, and she's the size of a spider. So anyway, yeah, he gets her. Hades' next stop. Okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar with these two characters. Is Orpheus. Now,
like
in case
the Orpheus.
Orpheus, yeah, for the Orpheus and Eurydice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a skilled musicianist in this version, and he was once known for playing the loveliest of songs for fangirls, only to be writing like this version of rock and roll dreadful stuff that's pretty much crushing people's hearts now.
That
So,
sounds like Orpheus in the Hades game. If anyone has played that or has seen people play it,
okay,
he
I
became
didn't
like
know about that.
super goth after he
Goth,
died.
yes, yes, he even has that guy liner on his eyes too, and
Send
all that
pics or it
stuff.
didn't happen. I want to see pictures.
Later. But anyway, Hades pops up. In case the audience doesn't know all their Greek history, their Greek storytelling. Like Eurydice died. Orpheus tried getting her back from the underworld. Hades tricks him into saying, "Yeah, I'll let Eurydice come with you as long as you walk
Well,
out of the underworld."
he didn't trick him.
Uh,
He was just an
he had
idiot and turned around when he was not supposed to. He could have been like, "Hey, Eurydice, you still there?" And that was
she wasn't
Orpheus's fault, not Hades' fault.
It was a trick. It was a rule. I mean, Hades could have just gone on and said, "Yeah, Eurydice, you could just go with him." But no, he had to add that one rule that Orpheus ended up
Yeah, I
breaking.
think that was a pretty reasonable
It's
rule
a
because
pretty
you could
simple
just
rule.
easily walk out of the underworld like it's no one's business.
Yeah, it's a very simple rule.
Don't turn around. I don't believe it was a trick. Okay, it was not a trick.
Would you really
Orpheus
want to
is
trust?
dumb.
Would you really want to trust the Lord of the Underworld
Yes,
with
If
the
he says
promise?
he
don't
has
turn
a
around, I'm not
job.
turning around.
Uh,
He has a job. He has a
gotta mention
career and
this.
a lovely wife and dog.
Mhm.
What is Zeus doing?
I
Sleeping
gotta
around like a
mention
little
this.
whore?
In Greek mythology, Hades is actually not that bad. That is
Oh,
like
Apparently
he's
not
that
actually
really.
is a
he's a good
But no, we
person.
no,
know that, man.
no,
We
I'm
read the
saying no.
books
I'm
and
saying
played
no,
the
no.
Hades
I'm talking
video
to
game.
Cryptid. I'm talking to Cryptid
Yeah,
because
I
he was
know.
saying that would you trust Hades? Would you trust Hades? I'm like, if you were in
This
Greek mythology,
no,
you probably would.
Yeah,
this
Chris knows
version of
too.
Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake, Hades is actually my favorite Greek god, honestly. Like,
Well, yeah. No, I'm making sure because I was
no, I
saying
mean,
you're probably
I just like the
Lucifer.
fact that Hades, he's the lord of the underworld, but guess what? Someone has to be. It's like it could be relatable to any sort of job out there. Yeah, there are some jobs that stink, but somebody has to do those jobs. Like,
Yeah, okay, that's
yeah,
fair. Okay,
mhm,
I was working on something in the background, so
gotcha.
so I just heard that.
All right, but
Go ahead.
anyway, so he comes up to Orpheus. Orpheus is obviously really pissed off at seeing Hades, and this is when Hades, he has Arachne in his shoulder, and when you know it, that's when Orpheus is going all goo goo eye at her.
What?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, I
He
posted
goes,
pictures by the way.
gotcha. But anyway, this is where Hades brings up his deal, right? Like, I need your help, your musical skills to help retrieve the Golden Fleece. And look at it this way, Orpheus. No matter what happens, you win. If you get the Golden Fleece, I'll reunite you with your girlfriend. If you fail to get the Golden Fleece, I'll reunite you with your girlfriend. Oh, wow.
For a
And
second time.
this time permanent, which so
Mm-hmm.
Orpheus like, yeah, what? This works out for me. Sign me up. Okay, so he has two. So now we go to the next one. Now, right here, it is going to be a serious retcon because the next person he's going to recruit is Icarus. Oh, wait. Did we lose somebody?
Austin died.
Oh, no. Oh, well. Wait, let's give him some time before I continue. Give him a minute.
Anyways, I'm telling the audience right here, right now, to go play Twisted Wonderland. Because I said so. There's two characters that are based off of, Hades and Cerberus. Kind of. It's a bit complicated with ortho. Okay. But yeah.
Yay.
Go play Twisted Wonderland. The
So,
Halloween event's happening right now in the English servers. And pretty soon we're getting Glorious Masquerade, which I will play and talk about.
Speaking of that, what do you think of the design of Orpheus? Oh, his lights. Go ahead.
I like it, but not as much as his Hades design.
Gotcha.
Do you want me to post it? Do you know what it looks like?
Go for it. But I just received word from Austin, from Ace. His lights went out. Oh, he's back. Hold on a sec. Say something.
Your mother.
Ace, Austin.
Austin!
You okay, man? Oh, no.
Austin died.
Gotcha. Oh, he might be coming back. Second life.
Revive him.
Austin. You there?
Austin.
Oh, dang. Well, I'm going to have to continue on with the story.
I posted Orpheus's Hades design, which I prefer much better.
Gotcha. Okay, but anyway, going back to the story, this is where we go through a retcon because the next person he's recruiting is Icarus, and this Icarus is nothing like the one from the TV show. This guy's a stuntman. He's fairly tall, muscular, bald. He's an Evil Knievel of the Greek times, And yeah, Hades basically says, "Hey, you're a thrill seeker? Perfect. We could go get some. The ultimate thrill will be getting the Golden Fleece. So join our team." Yay! So yeah, serious retcon to what was established, but then again, I have to remember in the Hercules TV show that itself was a retcon because Hades in the movie wasn't aware that Hercules was alive until he was already a full-fledged hero. But in a TV show, Hades was completely aware that Hercules was alive during his high school years. So yeah. While this is going down, they have one more member to recruit. But before we get to that, we are pretty much treated to the antagonist of this story, who actually is Jason, which makes sense because if you're going to retrieve the Golden Fleece, you might want to add Jason and his band of Argonauts.
You know who should be the main villain of this book because I hate him?
Who?
Agamemnon. Screw off, Agamemnon. You made our lives worse.
Well, I wonder if this guy makes things worse for Hades. Jason, he's pretty much a frat boy. Like, he's partying, mooching off his uncle's house and this and that. He's challenging other people to dish breaking contests, where they take turns breaking dishes over their skulls and this, that. And the uncle just about had it, like saying, he hears about this thing called the Golden Fleece, and he kind of tricks Jason. Hey, if you really want to prove your machismo, why don't you go retrieve this fleece? Go take your band of what do you call them? Oh, Argonauts. Yeah, take them. And Jason's like, you know what, Uncle? I think I will. So yeah, that's how the issue ends. It was pretty good, So yeah. Anybody have any thoughts on Hades?
Screw off, Agamemnon. I don't like you.
I probably won't be, but as long as you're having fun,
Okay, I mean, it's likely the next recruit's going to be the Minotaur, which is going to be kind of fun because this is the Icarus that had the whole adventures with that was stuck in the maze with a minotaur and that stuff. So you can see some conflict going there.
Jake, we are gonna find a way to force you to read a book.
Just one book. Just one.
It's a Disney villain, man. Come on.
That is not the way to get me to read a book.
Hey, the Suicide Squad.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Oh, you know a book you should read?
Oh yeah, wait. I posted pictures of every character he said.
I know.
I don't know if you saw them.
I saw. I also posted a picture of Hades, Orpheus. Also, yeah, screw off Agamemnon.
Yeah,
that's my thought.
Yeah, instead of reading this, go play Hades and see a real story.
Yes.
Okay, but speaking of stories, now that you're here, Austin, go ahead and announce the next one.
I'm assuming it's a Canny Avengers.
Yes.
And I'm gonna need you to take the lead on it.
Damn, I was hoping you'd take it, but anyway, so
I literally can't load the site or anything to go back and check stuff.
Oh dang. Okay, wait, let me get the book out. Okay, first off, I want to bring up, like, I thought this was really going to have more so to do with Ellie and Deadpool, since, this is Jerry Duggan writing Deadpool, again, and Uncanny Avengers, which he had previously written before. And on top of that, there was that Free Comic Book Day issue, which alluded to Ellie having to play a big part in this book, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. What we're instead introduced to is MODOK, and it's at some point in the past, right? He's with this guy that looks like a Sinister clone, but except instead of a diamond in his forehead, he has a clover.
Oh, I know who you're talking
about. That's Dr. Stasis. He's the current most evil version of Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, you need to like indulge in some sort of Sinister. I didn't read it, but I know who Dr. Stasis is. He actually played a part in the Hellfire Gala.
Okay, but anyway, so this is where those two are collaborating, and they go down to one of his bunkers, right, where he's been keeping a certain someone in stasis for a while now.
And can we talk about how MODOK just being passed around? He was like a side Captain America villain in the other book. He's in the Thor book doing stuff, and now he's here. Like, he's just everywhere now.
He's pulling the Doctor Doom.
He had his own book back in 2020.
Yep. I mean, he's pulling a Doctor Doom. He's been bouncing back his villains from book to book as well, Even if it was like the final issue of a book, he pops up. But anyway, so yeah, they're ready to release this person who currently is a mystery right now. Okay, but then we go back to oh yeah, we'll get to it when we reach the end. But anyway, we come back to modern time where you have the Orcus group, who now have they're rounding up mutants, bringing them into detention centers, and apparently they have mutant depression nanites they're injecting the mutants with now to stop them of their powers. So,
Jake, what do you mean by that? Huh? What do you think about that?
Jake, speak for your people. Speak for your people, man.
Jake, they're not doing the watch. They're injecting nanites into nanobots and stuff into people's bodies to stop the aging from working.
No, that's too much.
All right, now you're on the mutant side. Okay.
I don't know. After reading what Beast does in the future, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
No. I want reasonable. I want it to be like a mutual understanding. All right, we got to meet in the middle. We can't be injecting stuff into their bodies. All right, that's too much.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If they're willingly doing it, sure. By law, you have to put on a watch that suppresses your powers. But by choice, you can put the nanites in your body. There you go.
Oh no! How about you say you get the nanites in your body and you won't, and you'll be free of them when you reach 20 or so. How about that?
No,
I think so.
Prove to me that you can control your powers and not be a danger to random people, and I might let you take them out.
Yeah. Yes, you have to like put a parole, mutant parole.
Yeah. But anyway, so while this is going down, Psylocke actually improves in this. She comes out, she starts killing these Orcus members.
Wait. Is this actually Psylocke or the other girl?
Yeah. No, it's actually Psylocke because they got separated, so now they're their own people again.
Yes.
No, wait. They're both separated, but the other one kept the Psylocke outfit, and the other one went on to, and Psylocke went on to be Captain Britain.
Betsy Braddock is Captain Britain.
Yes. The English woman is her own character right now, so.
So this is Quanon as a Psylocke, or what you said?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I was trying to make sure.
All right. So anyway, she's killing people, and she's also having the assistance of Monette help her too. But as she's killing these Orcus members, that's when Captain America pops up. And, Psylocke is like, oh, so you're trying to stop me too? Of course, figures. The man wearing the Stars and Stripes will want to stop me. But Captain America's like, no. Like, hey, you do what you gotta do, man. Like, you gotta help your people, this and that. And he also actually brings in the assistance of Deadpool and Quicksilver to help them out. So yeah, they stop this.
Also, because he's wearing Stars and Stripes, I mean he can't stop you from murdering people. That's insane.
More your people.
Gotcha. But anyway, they're able to free the captive mutants before the Stark Sentinels come up. So yeah. So yeah, this is going good, and this is where Captain America needs their help, right? They need to take down this Captain Krakoa figure who bombed the Capitol not too long ago, and yeah. So you see Captain Krakoa, you still know who he is, and he has the assistance of Blob, and I forgot who this other person is, honestly.
Send pics, maybe we know.
Austin, you do that. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to load it, man.
What does the character
taking too long to come together?
White guy, gray hair, red cape. It looks like he's red in the eyes too. He doesn't look like any mutant I know. But anyway, does
he look like Sinister or?
I don't.
He's not a Sinister. He's not a Sinister. I saw him earlier. He's not a Sinister.
Okay, but anyway, regardless, these two are helping Captain Krakoa because they're dumb enough to believe that this is Cyclops in the outfits. So they help him break out Baron von Strucker's two twin children, who just so happen to be mutants themselves. So yeah, quite a bit of irony. Anyway, so as this is going down, eventually Captain America and his Unity Squad, they do find Captain Krakoa, and so now a fight goes about between the two, and you get a monologue. God, cool. And anyway, you get a monologue as to the description of the suit of Captain Krakoa, how it enhances the person, or whatever powers they may have. And Cap throws a shield strike, right? But Krakoa dodges it. Or well, he doesn't dodge it. He gets hit, but as Captain America is going to strike him, Captain Krakoa catches it, as if he knew this sort of style of fighting Steve does. And then as well as if he knows his strengths and weaknesses. And this is when Captain Krakoa actually breaks Steve's arm by twisting the shield. And that's how the issue ends. So the question is, how
your attacks are so obvious and predictable. Allow me to break that habit, which is a line another villain has said to Captain America before.
Go ahead, Austin.
Evil Steve-Evil is returning. That is Steve-Evil. That has to be Steve-Evil.
Steve-O.
I am so happy to see Steve alive because I was so sad that he died like a punk bitch at the end by that other girl, Celine,
yes,
the Black Queen.
I'm just so sad to see Captain Hydra, honestly. And this is ironic because anybody who knows me, I was like a huge Secret Empire fan, but you know, in recent years, Captain America's legacy has really been thrown in the mud, and I will never forget the fact that Captain Hydra is the actual Steve Rogers that was hydrified. But and the one that we have right now, you know, the Steve Rogers, the one that's in the Captain America suit, that's just a creation of the Cosmic Cube. So it just pains me to just see the OG Captain America as a Nazi, you know? Like,
to be fair, this book can end with them coming one or the same.
I want that to happen. Like, do like what DC did with Superman, right? Unite the pre-52 Superman with the new 52 Superman, and I don't have to have this like little dilemma of saying this is not Steve Rogers, this is not Captain America. You know? Oh man, that's why I'm just so. My soul kind of cracks a bit every time I see Hydra Cap now. You know, because Captain America never got fixed after Secret Empire. Don't let any writer fool you otherwise. His name has just continuously been dragged through the mud. His legacy has been. We've already gone over this, you know. So, on one hand, I could see why they would bring in Hydra Cap, especially since they actually did mention Secret Empire in this comic book. Actually,
no, it's Steve-O, not Hydra Cap. Steve-O.
The same thing, which like
I know, but
so anyway,
Steve-O's more catchy, bro.
When you get to like, you know, Steve and Deadpool, you know, they're walking, right? And Steve is monologuing to himself about how, you know, how badly he feels for Deadpool because both of their names, they really got dragged through the mud when it came to Secret Empire, you know? So both of them would have a stake at this whole situation if it is Hydra Cap. Personally speaking, I would have wanted them to maybe have brought in William Burnside, which this is so odd. Like you want to make Steve like Hydra Cap like the evil version of Steve, right? But Marvel, you already had that with William Burnside, who is the fifth Captain America, you know, who went crazy. You know, he got plastic surgery. He got surgery done in his voice to look exactly like Steve Rogers, but, you know, he got a failed version of the serum, but more importantly, he got his mind screwed over by Faustus, the evil psychologist.
I don't think they're just trying to push him to be evil, Steve. I feel like Jerry Duggan's about to try to end all these plot lines, like all of them together.
I hope so. Just fuse those two together. Like that's all I need. Like
I think Daredevil's gonna. Not Daredevil. Deadpool gonna get his revenge to feel satisfied. To probably get his daughter and everyone else back to talking to him full on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, it's not even something that it's in the minds of so many other comic book readers about the situation of Hydra Cap being the OG Steve. It's not just me, you know. Plenty of reviewers always want to bring that up too, you know. Like,
I would have liked it if they just didn't kill him off and he just stopped talking about him. It became a bigger deal. I think it would have been fine because they would have had to resolve it. So I'm just hoping they resolve it without just killing him off. I'm like, he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, which is so weird because, like, in the Secret Empire storyline, right? You had one villain who would have been an interesting pick to continue on, which was the Madam Hydra of that era, who in the retconned history, right? Madam Hydra was the one who pretty much groomed Steve into being a Hydra agent, you know?
He liked
No other villain would have known Steve as personally as she would, and I thought that would have been an interesting angle to go by, you know?
Yeah, he just her and Zemo, funny enough.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was just weird the fact that they killed her off in Secret Empire, and the only villain that's left is really seems like Hydra Cap. That's it. I can understand Hydra Cap's motivation in this situation because he probably would be like, "Yo, I was killed by a mutant, and when it came to Secret Empire, I left mutants alone. I gave you guys what you wanted. When I took over the world, I left a whole piece of land for all the mutants to live in, and I wasn't going to bother any of them. But a mutant comes in and does this to me, kills me.
Yeah,
Oh no, we have
not only
problems.
did she kill him, she got rewarded and then put on the council for a little bit.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. So, Austin, what did you think of this issue?
It's an interesting first issue. Like I said, I like Steve. As long as he plans on actually ending this part of Steve's life, I think it's fine to use him. Okay, it's always going to be a lingering threat that's going to just keep making people mad the longer you don't do it.
Yep.
So having Steve and Deadpool here to see the end of Steve is probably the best way to do it. I don't know why he chose the rest of this team besides like just trying to do like Unity Squad member, Quicksilver, Psylocke replaces that other girl that Quicksilver liked because she basically had the same powers but better.
That Quicksilver tried to take some of these mutants to Canada, which was a bad idea because of a future topic at hand.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Okay, well, I got you, bro. I got you. Let's skip
Yeah.
That was it. I would say the team seems fine. It is the same. It's basically the same team, but better powers with certain people. They should bring back Rogue. She is coming back. Never mind. Yeah,
she's just not in this issue.
Yeah, her and Gambit, I think, are coming back.
Oh yeah,
they'll be fine.
Oh yeah, Kamala Khan makes an appearance here, as an X-Men.
Also, Gambit's
we don't talk about that.
In the Dark X-Men book.
Mm-hmm.
With Madeline Pryor. And a few others. And we like Madeline Pryor in this house.
Nah. She was wrong. She was wrongfully screwed over. But she almost destroyed the world. And they're like, yeah, I guess you can come down.
Some of these other nerds. There was like a whole book where she brought Cable into the astral plane or something like that. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry to you that I almost tried to kill you after I lost my mind. I don't care about anyone else though.
No. I'm talking about when she didn't lose her mind and the Ben Reilly crossover book. Where she tricked Ben Reilly going full evil. And then and you find she did all that just so she can get to the call.
She'd be like that sometimes. But she's like the ambassador to Limbo, so she's fine.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, my bad. I mean we go on that. I think the book is fine. I trust this writer more than anyone else to do this book.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I do want to see Deadpool and Ellie become a bigger part.
I mean, there's only like 5.
I said there's probably going to be Deadpool's quote unquote redemption when it comes to like the Marvel universe as a whole.
I just want this to be a closed chapter in Cap's life. I know some writers want to say Steve, he grew past Secret Empire, but that lingering thread is what will never make Steve grow out of Secret Empire. So
yeah, it's hard to grow past it when it's not him who were really affected by it in a sense. He dealt with the aftermath, but he wasn't the Steve that caused it in a sense.
Exactly. Oh, and we also are treated to like one after credit page, which is a lead up to the Gods event. You're in this one random house where these scientists are. It looks like they're examining the body of an Eternal, right? And
yeah, they look like Icarus.
And you come to find out that they're in possessions of of dozens of cosmic cubes from other universes.
Yeah, I'm excited for Gods. I really want to see what big thing he's planning with this so far. Because every time they pop up, they're doing something interesting for some reason.
I guess we'll see.
So I just want to. I just hope it's good.
Alrighty then. But with that, that's pretty much it. Oh wait, again, I got a message from Jake.
Yeah, Jake has to do some work stuff.
He's
So.
busy,
Okay,
basically.
all right. So we can handle the brunt of this. Let's see. The next. Oh, next one is Penguin takes flight number 0. And guess who's writing this book? None other
Tom
than
Taylor.
Chip. Nope. Chip Zdarsky.
How dare he?
That should be the selling point. And I gotta say, this book was phenomenal. I'm like, wow.
How dare he keep trying to write books except for what I want, which is Spider-Man.
he might make you want to read this book. Okay, which is, I'm not too familiar with what the status is going on with DC right now, but right now it seems like in Gotham they're already entering their City at War event right now. You know what Marvel was trying to do for their next upcoming event. Okay, so the status is Penguin was killed by Batman. So now you have I was surprised by that. So now you have a power vacuum going on. The Iceberg Lounge is still operating, but it seems like you have rival gang leaders who are looking to take the territory of Penguin. And that's when Catwoman comes in.
Wait.
And she
did you actually see Batman kill Penguin?
We know Catwoman.
Or are you just saying that Batman apparently killed Penguin?
I heard rumors that he actually didn't kill Penguin. It was like that he's just being
no. Jake, let me finish the whole story when we get to that.
No, because you're not going to convince anyone that Batman killed him. And if Penguin
it'll make sense by the end.
But he don't kill the Joker, but he kills Penguin. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
It'll make sense by the end what happened. But anyway, Catwoman comes up, and right now it seems like Catwoman is filling in the role of Batman for the time being.
No, he isn't stealing his own Daredevil idea.
she's
doing his Electra Daredevil stick.
I guess. I mean, ironically speaking, Catwoman's mask kind of looks a little bit like Batman with the extra pointed ears now.
My God, he's ripping off his own book.
I didn't see it that way, but I guess so. Okay, anyway, so she comes in, she's trying to maintain law and order, this and that, and that's when you have the Underbroker pop up. The Underbroker is apparently another crime businessman, right? And he comes in with the lawyer named the Executor, and he's an android. He's a fully certified lawyer, and his specialty is in wills and estates. And it just so happens that Penguin, had a will drawn up before his death, right? But according to the will, this information will only be given to like 10 specific people in his law office, right? And nobody else. This pisses off a couple of the crime bosses, but hey, the executor, he could throw a punch. I mean, he's a walking robot, man. So yeah, they lay low for a bit, and this is where the executor actually comes up to Catwoman, right? See, we're not just here for a random visit. We actually need your help in this. According to Pat, we need you to actually find those 10 people. In accordance with Penguin's will. If you do this, like he already set aside $500,000 if you complete this task. And Catwoman's like, why? Like, I don't really care about this. I don't care what Penguin does after his death. This is concerning his children. Yeah, apparently Penguin had multiple children over the years.
So why does he care?
Okay. Even villains have a soft spot for kids.
Having a soft side for children doesn't change the fact of having a soft side for this guy's children.
But anyway, so she's also being paid like $500,000 for this too. So she's getting paid for a good
You lead with that.
Okay. So anyway, She goes off, investigates, try finding these children, but unfortunately, at random points, all these children are getting killed left and right. I'm like, oh damn.
Hey,
Oh
real time
boy.
stuff right here.
Yep. And the last one on her list, she just so happens to come in right as the hitman is about to try killing this kid. And when I heard that this was going to be about Penguin's children, the one person that popped up to my mind was actually Ethan Cobblepot. Now, in case the audience doesn't know, like this was back during DC Rebirth in the Batgirl book. It was a real that Penguin had a son, right? And his son is pretty much the Penguin we had from the Gotham TV show, except just with white hair. And I kind of like that, honestly, because I was such a big fan of that version of Penguin. So I'm glad he was so popular that the comics were like, we ain't wasting this kid.
So he's dead now, right?
Oh boy, you just have to ruin the fun, man. So yeah, Catwoman tries what she can to stop the hitman from killing him, right? Ethan tries making a break for it, but unfortunately the man breaks free from Catwoman and he punches Ethan, who comes flying where his head collides with the corner of a table.
Is this a random hitman or is it gonna be a big dude? Like a bigger dude?
This is a he's a fairly large man in a black mask.
I mean like
and a
character wise. Because you can't have Catwoman who's apparently beating the Flash and all the other people lose the upper hand to random hitmen.
They'll reveal who the person is towards the end of this book. But anyway, so yeah, Selina goes to deliver the bad news to the lawyer. I assume they originally wanted Ethan to die, but the editors in DC are like, no, we'll just put him in a coma at this point, So that's his status. He's in a coma. But anyway, this is a big problem for the lawyer because he's in a tight schedule. He's going to have to try finding if there's any other people close to kin to Oswald Cobblepot. And that's when Selina brings up, what about the mothers? Excuse me? Yeah, the mothers. What? They're not going to get any compensation? Oswald abandoned all these women.
That is a big thing.
I know, but Selena's like, shouldn't they be considered close to kin? I mean, they were the ones left to raise these children with a deadbeat dad who had more money, more than enough money to raise these kids or donate child support, but didn't. Look, just give me the names of these women and I'll find them. I'll at least give them a cut of mine. Oh, Austin, all upset. Okay, yeah. But anyway, Selena's making her case. Just let me find these women. Heck, I'll give them a cut of the 500,000 from my end to give them something, But unfortunately, that's not going to happen because guess who pops up? The last two children of Oswald Cobblepot that are still conscious. Addison and Aiden Cobblepot. And Addison looks pretty much like a gender bent version of Oswald in his prime. So, yeah, that's going to be the Penguin stand-in for the series. And, oh yeah, her brother, Aiden Cobblepot, is a fairly tall man, gotta say.
I heard people say that he looks like the Penguin from the Telltale Batman game.
I didn't play that game, so I'll trust their word in that.
I'll post a picture and you tell me that I can't see what he look like.
Gotcha. From my best recollection, Penguin was tall in that game, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's tall, skinny.
Okay. But anyway, so now that the lawyer has one of Oswald's children in his presence, that's when he could read the will, right? Okay, so in accordance with Mr. Cobblepot's will, The Iceberg Lounge, as well as Oswald's Cobblepot's various property holdings, will be given to Addison and Aiden Cobblepot. And Addison's like, damn right it will. And the lawyer finishes by saying, as for the liquid assets, the sum of Oswald's fortune of $10.8 million will be donated to the Flights of Fancy Bird Sanctuary in Metropolis.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's so sweet and nice of Oswald to at least, give money to a charity that's close to his heart. Like,
No. Okay, that money is just gonna get stolen by Lex Luthor. He should have made one in his own city.
It'll make sense the more we get to it. But anyway, so you can understand that Addison, she is pissed. What the hell? This is highway theft. I'll dismantle you, you piece of crap. I'll turn you into tin cans. So, you're telling me my deadbeat dad just left me with 4 walls and a roof? Like, this is bogus. Yeah.
You should have at least gotten mentioned in a car.
So anyway,
Car, bitch.
she gets the properties, but she just doesn't get the money. That's the thing. But anyway, so as she's leaving very angrily, that's when Selena notices that the brother is wearing the same handcuffs as the assassin was. So,
yeah. Quickly, I posted a picture.
Let me see him. With more hair, I could see that. All right, okay, yeah. I mean, they're just Caucasian guys with black hair, So
yeah, this girl isn't thinking clearly. The Iceberg Lounge. If you just step into the penguin role, you will make that $10 million easy.
Like even the lawyer says
you
it.
Have
like
the lounge where all the drug deals and everything goes down. You have the easiest way to make the money back of all time.
I mean, that's what even the lawyer says. Like, it practically runs itself. So yeah. Anyway, so as they're leaving, that's when Selena turns to the lawyer. Right? Okay. Before I leave, I just need to ask you a couple more things. I want an address now. Okay, and that's when we go to Metropolis, right? You see this one average Joe by the name of Paul. He's ordering a muffin from this one bake shop, right? Very happy-go-lucky, saying, "Yeah, this is great. I love coming to this place. You make such delicious muffins, young lady. We're always happy to have you here, Paul." So he leaves the bakery. He's whistling. He's in Metropolis. He returns back to his flower store that he calls Blossoms. And that's when Selena pops up. Hey, Oswald. Hi, Oswald. Oh, crap. Yeah, it turns out that sanctuary that Cobblepot left in his will to charity in Metropolis, that's all bullshit. Apparently, that charity is owned by a person by the name of Paul, who just so happens to be the alias Oswald is going by in Metropolis.
Jesus Christ.
Yo.
Wandering king.
Bravo, man. I gotta give you respect for that, Like, I assume he gives some money to the bird sanctuary, at least. But
I told you, like, the only way that could have been legit if it was in Gotham. But it is not in Gotham. He's either paying Lex Luthor or he's slamming something.
Just to remind everybody, it is 12:31. So
no, we're so good, man.
We're looking at the private chat.
To talk about my book.
We will after this. We're almost done. Okay, but anyway, so
I literally canceled Daredevil so we can get all the time.
I didn't realize you canceled. Okay, you canceled. Okay, my bad. We're good.
Okay, look at the private chat.
Yeah, you look at the private chat.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so we could take our time with this one. So yeah, Oswald. Here's the thing. he really is taking this retirement seriously. Like, Catwoman's here trying to break the news to Oswald about the power vacuum that's left in Gotham in his wake. And Oswald's like, listen, Selina, I'm too old for this shit. Like, come on, you have no idea how much it takes out of you out of all those years getting beaten up by Batman. I mean, for God's sakes, look at me. For God's sakes, look at me. I'm eating breakfast for the first time. You know how hard it is for people.
Yes,
you know how hard it is for people like us to wake up to see the sunrise? Come on, let me have this.
Yeah, Selena, we're not like you. We just can't sleep with Batman and not get beat up.
Exactly. And they get to talk and this and that. Oh, and Oswald's like saying, "Okay, look, I did want to leave my property to my kids, and I assumed like I didn't intend for them to kill each other. I thought this could have been a bonding process with all my kids,
Did he really think that? Did he really think that?
Like,
That's stupid.
Who knows? Who knows?
He's not an idiot. He most like just didn't care. Like this is him and Kingpin had the same thing. Kingpin did not care about his children either. I'm pretty sure they did not. I'm pretty sure just like whatever happens happens. As long as they don't come at me about it.
But anyway, like Oswald is happy with his life right now. There's no more extremist stuff. He's living a happy retirement. And Selina also asks, "Okay, so why did you frame Batman for killing you?" And Oswald's like, "To go out with one last screw you to Batman, really. Yeah, for all that talk about Batman doesn't kill, well, go for it. Now he has the death of myself lingering on his hands now. And that's how I'm going out, by once again being a foil to Batman or being a nuisance." And that is what I love. Yeah.
I would say I thought he was gonna take another thing for his dead overrun and be like, "Oh yeah, Batman accidentally killed Oswald by accident."
Yeah, but I think Chip Zdarsky's like, let me be more creative. I can't. That'll be too coincidental.
No, this is definitely better for the Penguin character.
I mean, that's what I like so much about Penguin, because like he's my favorite Batman villain, and he's not a physical match. He's not an intellectual match. But he could still be a nuisance to Batman, So Selina ends up believing.
It's so weird. It's just like he's just a regular crime boss, and Batman just wants to do something about it. It's so weird.
But anyway, so Penguin, like Selina eventually leaves. This is Penguin in his resting days, and he's like opening up the newspaper, looking up what's going on in Gotham, and he's like saying, they're coming for you, little ones. The cat and the bat. Make your father proud and destroy them for me, will you? Yeah, I'll just be reading from the sidelines. And yeah, that's pretty much how the issue ends.
I think that's fine. I like them kind of doing the next legacy of villains for Batman. Yeah, in a sense. It is kind of weird that he's just fighting down people's family lines now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, and I know
because Batman might be in 20 years he's gonna be fighting Penguin's grandkids or something. And,
I know, right? And hey, this is pretty the way his daughter's acting. It's gonna be exactly like Penguin, but you know what? Go for it. I don't know anybody's gonna object to this. It's a villain, for Christ's sakes. She's gonna be just as disgusting as her dad was.
What is it? You have her be the classic Penguin, and you have the brother be the Penguin from the Telltale game. That you get two different sides of the Penguin character. And I think they can balance each other well to give a unique foil to Batman. Because you got the brother who could be that physical threat that Penguin never been, while also still having the girl who is basically the Penguin people love anyway.
It's perfect. It's Chip Zdarsky. Chip Perfect Zdarsky. So anyway, that's it for me. Good book. Go read it. Witch, it's your time.
Okay. I posted all the screenshots on the Discord. Besides the point, we're talking about Alpha Flight #1, written by Ed Brisson. Everyone, go read this book right now. Go read it right now because I said so. It's so good. I have almost every single variant covered besides the Snowbird one because that one was expensive and I was already spending a lot of money on Comic Sans. It was. Anyways, so yeah. Sorry, I'm really excited because you guys finally let me talk about the things I like. Okay.
I didn't believe you when you said you were going to be a menace, by the way. I'm sorry. I
never doubt me. Don't doubt me with my favorite superhero team right now, okay? Anyways, so it starts in Vancouver, British Columbia, which if you guys don't know where that is, it's in Canada because this is a Canadian superhero team. Woo! So it starts off with Shaman, Snowbird, Guardian, and Puck on a ship. I don't know the name of it, not important. And so basically they have to fight the quote-unquote mutant menace because the government doesn't want mutants in Canada, which plays back into the Uncanny Avengers thing, which I asked about the Quicksilver thing. So basically Snowbird's like, is this even a good idea? And like the people who put our trust in us. And Shaman's like, I agree with you, but you know, we do got to keep our country safe. Which, like, come on, man, you're supposed to be on our side. And then Puck's like, nah, this is their mess that we have to clean up and all this other stuff. And I'm like, shut up, Puck. This is very out of character for you. And Mac. I don't like Mac. Anyways, they jump out of the ship. And now we cut to the next morning or day. And we see Erica Doran. I don't know how you pronounce her name. Not important. She's the new head director of Department H, which, if you don't know what Department H is, it's basically the reason why Wolverine is Wolverine. So she was like, oh yeah, we got to get rid of the mutant menace from Canada, and also we got to like stop Rocco and all this other stuff. Well, she doesn't say Rocco, she says Mars, which is just factually incorrect. It's a Rocco, but whatever. And she's like, this is our Alpha Flight, by the way, and it was the previous 4 that I stated earlier. And so after that little press conference, Alpha Flight leaves, and some guy throws some coffee at Guardian, which made me very, very happy because I hate Guardian with a burning passion. He is my least favorite Alpha Flight member. Like, I despise him, and I also don't like Walter Langowski, which, if you don't know, it's Sasquatch, but he's not in this one.
Honestly, which is so ironic that you're such a big Alpha Flight fan, yet you hate the Canadian version of Captain America. Like, you know.
Hey, if you've seen the shit that Mac Hudson has done, you will understand. You will understand. Because I also hate Major Maple Leaf, both of them. Not as much junior as senior, but my point still stands. Anyways, so this guy throws some coffee at Mac, and he's like, North Star and Aurora were your teammates, dude. You turn on them and the rest of mutant kind, you're just nothing more than government stooges. Like, you have the fucking nerve. And so the cops freaking like pin him down, and Guardian does something so out of character for once, and he's like, let him go, man. He has the right to speak his mind, dude. Like, not pressing charges, emotions are high. I get it, you know? And he's like, let him go. And I'm like, wow, that's a first for you. Where's your wife? Where is your wife, bitch? If you got to read Alpha Flight True North to understand that reference. Anyways. So we cut to the Department H headquarters in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Where the Dorian, yeah, that lady, she is explaining the Box program, which I can't believe this is Box's legacy. If you guys don't know who Box is, he was a war veteran who lost his legs and basically created a robot so that he's able to like walk and do things. His name is Roger Box, spelled differently than what you think it is, but it's all good. Anyways, besides the point, I just needed to give you guys that quick context on who Box is. There's been 2 people who went by Box. There was Roger Box, and then there was Madison Jeffries, who's a mutant, which is very funny. Anyways, we get introduced to Roger Box Jr., who also had the same condition as his father and has prosthetic legs. And he's the one making the Box Sentinels, which, god damn it, I don't know if this is what your father would have wanted, but hey, he's dead, so I can't really speak on his behalf. So yeah, so that the Department H lady leaves. Roger puts on the helmet to control the Box Sentinels. So I'm assuming he's controlling it from the base. of the Department H headquarters, which is a bit different from how Box originally controlled the Box robot, which he basically fused his soul with the robot. It's actually very interesting in the original Alpha Flight run. I still recommend it. And there's actually a page where they explain both Box Senior and Box Junior. So that's pretty cool because I was not expecting to get Box Rep. I was like joking about it earlier, like before this book came out, and being like, what if we get Box? Anyway, so now we're in California, where this lady who's a part of Orcus is looking for a Dr. Lucas Peterson, right? And he's obviously confused about what's happening. And he's like, what is this all about? And the lady's like, as you're well aware, we're a part of Orcus and you need to come with us because we found out that you are a mutant. And so obviously he's obviously trying to defend himself, being like, I'm not a mutant. He is a mutant. And he has like these fire powers. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like a mix of, basically think of armor, but with fire instead of like seismic energy. You get the idea. Mm-hmm. And so then basically he jumps out of a window and just goes away. So now we're going back to Canada and Saskatchewan, where we see Alpha Flight try to stop this one mutant who just wants to be left alone, which valid. You know, he doesn't want to hurt anyone. He just so happens to have a mutant ability, you know, and they want to stop him. He kind of reminds me of the character of Mercury, the mutant Mercury. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So he's a lame.
Hey, shut up. Anyways, so Shaman is trying to, like, you know, make the situation not escalate, I guess you could say, which is very in character for Shaman. I am in the personal belief that he should have been leader alongside Puck when there was that leadership power vacuum, I guess you could say, for the time being, before Heather took up the role of leader. Besides the point. Anyway, so this kid is just like, leave me alone, man. And so we see Snowbird shapeshifting into a snow owl. If you know anything about Snowbird, you know that she can shapeshift into animals that are native to the country of Canada. Don't worry.
That's a very limiting sounding power.
It makes more sense if you read Alpha Flight. Anyways, so she's going to attack him, and she gets stopped by Aurora. Ayo.
Yeah.
And she's like, yo, he's under our protection, so you can't touch him, you know? And obviously people are recording this, so that's fun. And Puck, he's like, I've got a runner, and tries to go after the guy. But he's stopped by Fang, and who is Akihiro, who's Logan's kid, by the way, if you guys didn't know. So basically kind of drop kicks him, which is pretty funny. And he's like, and I have you, short stuff, and freaking Puck is like, docking, and he's like, it's Fang now. And Puck's like, that sounds dumb. And I'm like, if you would have known the BS this man went through to get that title, you wouldn't say it's stupid. He had to go through BS.
It's still stupid. He don't even have fangs.
Hey, his father stole the title from the Shi'ar a while ago, and he actually earned the title, but whatever. It could have been worse. At least he's not going by Mongrel. Just
at least he's not going by, like, claws or something. I'll give him that at least, but still.
Regardless. Anyways, we see Fang and Puck about to duke it out. And then we see Northstar pull up, you know, speaking French, as he does. And he's like, hey, don't worry, I'm trying to save you from these imbeciles. And he picks him up to try to fly into the air. And he gets shot down by Guardian.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Let me finish. I let you guys talk about Penguin.
Go.
Anyways, so Max, like, Northstar, this is very disappointing, man. I thought you left for Mars with the others. And Jean-Paul is like, there's plenty of disappointment to go around, bitch. Like, geez, at least I'm not a puppet of the government. Because if you guys know, he was a part of the FLQ back in the day. If you guys don't know what that is, Google some history. It's great. I'm just glad he gets to be a menace again. And so then this kid, like, obviously, like, everyone's pissed off. Everyone, like, this kid is scared. It's great. You know, it's all this other stuff. And then we see a portal open when we get to see Nemesis, who I haven't seen in a book in a while. She's great. I have theories on who could be under the mask, but I'll talk about that later. And then Mac is like, Nemesis, and she's like, surprise. And then Jean-Paul's like, surprise, Guardian. And then she's like, don't worry, friend, you're safe now. And they go through a portal with Aurora and Fang. And there's no trace of them. They just straight up disappeared, which is fun, I guess. And then Shaman's like, looks like every person downtown managed to capture our embarrassment on video. And Mac, being Mac, he's like, great, just great, which I already don't like Mac. We already know this. Anyway, we're back in California in a different town, which is great. So he called, so that doctor guy, Lucas, he calls his wife, telling her everything, you know, because he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. And so after the phone call, he destroys the phone and throws it away. But we find out that Orcus was there interrogating his wife and child, which is, come on, man. But guess what we find out? We find out that this is actually Albert Lewis. That's cool. He's from the 90s run, by the way, which I'm not as invested on the 90s run as I am on the 80s, 2000s, and 2011 run. I don't know. The moment you don't have my faves, like, you need to have at least 2 of my faves to consider me reading your Alpha Flight book, and if you don't, I'm not going to be interested in it. So that's why I'm part of the reason why I have not really indulged much in the 90s run. Anyway,
Fake Alpha Flight fan.
Hey, at least I read it. I don't have to like every single Alpha Flight media, okay? Don't give crap to Crypt. Like, you have to give Cryptid the same BS that you're giving me right now with his Captain America comments.
I do.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, going back. So we go to Department H, and the Department H lady is not happy with their embarrassment of a thing. And I'm like, that seems like a you problem, not a me problem. I'm doing great. You know, like, I'm thriving in this economy, unlike you. Anyways, so we cut to Krakoa North, which is in Manitoba. And so then Jean-Paul, he goes to that one mutant kid, you know, who is terrified of his life, but, you know, he's at least safe. But don't worry, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And I'm glad that North Star is going back to his roots, being like, oh, I'm an asshole, but I have a soft side for certain people, you know, which, that's cool. And so to the next page, which I'm going to send this screenshot to you. I purposefully did not send the screenshot until right now because we got a plot twist. Yay!
What is it?
So we see Alpha Flight, both teams, both the mutant and non-mutant teams, come together at Krakoa North, which Shaman's like, Department H is about to deploy the Box Sentinels. We need to get all the mutants out as soon as possible. Which, I don't mind Puck, Shaman, and Snowbird being here because I like them and I know they're trying to do good for the country. I don't trust Mac being here because he will suck the government's dick as much as humanly possible just to get by. Like, keep in mind, he's the same man that put his wife under a simulation to get her to trust him, quote unquote, after the 2011 run, which was a whole thing in and of itself. But holy crap, Mac, get the fuck out of here. Anyways, some random tidbits before I finish. One, give the twins their pointy ears back. What the hell? Stop drawing them with rounded ears. They have pointed ears for a goddamn reason. You do it on the cover, but not on the freaking thing in the actual book. Besides the point. Akihiro, he grew out his hair a bit more, which is pretty cool. I kind of missed the loincloth thing that Shaman had going on, but, you know, I can live without it. I don't know. He just had a lot of iconic fits with it in it, so, you know. But any fit is better than his Infinity Wars fit, which was fucking ugly. Yeah, like I said, I'm glad that everyone, like, we got to see most of the main team. We did not get to see Marina, which I'm sad she's not in here. But going back to Nemesis, which I was not expecting to see her at all until I got the cover. But besides the point, when it comes to Nemesis, the whole point of Nemesis is that she's supposed to be a very mysterious character, and we're not supposed to really know who's under the mask, even though there have been times where she does unmask herself in front of people, which in my opinion ruins the fun, but at the same time, if you've been anticipating this for a while, I get it. Like in the 2004 run, she did it, and at least it made sense for the plot, but whatever. But I have two theories for who could be under the Nemesis mask right now. One, Heather Hudson, aka Vindicator. It makes a lot of sense for her to be here, especially when she pulls up originally in the thing, because like you see this portal thing, but it's all like yellowy and stuff like that, which makes sense for Heather's powers. If you know, you know. And then my other theory could be Laura Dean, aka Pathway. She was also a part of Alpha Flight. More like Beta Flight, but you know what I mean. She was like in the B team with her twin sister Goblin and Kara Kilgrave, aka Persuasion at the time. She's not Purple Woman now, but we don't have to get into that now. But her whole power is that she can create portals to either places nearby or like to different dimensions. She did do that. Those are my top two theories. To anyone who has read this book or is an Alpha Flight fan, please let me know who you think could be under the Nemesis mask if we ever do find that out. But my main things for the next couple issues is that we get Marina and we get Kyle Janadu, and hopefully maybe a mention of Joanne Bouvier, who is Northstar's adopted daughter who died back in Alpha Flight 106.
Oh.
Who is supposed to come back after Trial of Magneto, but honestly, yeah, I don't know if that's happening anymore, which, like, come on, man. Like, come on. Did we really have to bring up the AIDS baby plotline again? Like, there are so many orphan children on Krakoa that you could have adopted. Or, crap, you could have adopted Tommy Shepard. I think that would have been great. Honestly, I would rather him live with Northstar and Kyle rather than Master Pandemonium, but hey, that's just me personally. So, yeah, anyways, I love this book. Everyone go read it right now, because I love Alpha Flight. It's such an enjoyable book, especially if you love drama and camp and like soap opera stuff. Like, this is the team for you. Yeah, and keep in mind, I'm the same person who went through my entire Alpha Flight single issues to see which ones I could sell if I had doubles, and I have a lot of goddamn Alpha Flight. So. A lot of Alpha Flight. So if you want me to tell you guys that list, I'll do it later. Anyways, go read this book because I said so. It was really fun. It was really good. I was not expecting that twist. Yeah, go read it. Go read it now.
Yeah.
It's so
In
good.
case the audience didn't get the message, which is the biggest Alpha Flight fan out there? And
probably
the fact that
in my entire home state of Arizona, yes.
Yep. And the fact that he's given such a great and outstanding praise in this book shows that this writer has a good handling on the
because
team.
Ed Brisson has written for Alpha Flight before, so I do trust him with this team, and he is Canadian, so it does work when it comes to making sure it's as accurate as possible, I guess you could say. Like, I think the last Canadian writer before Ed Brisson was technically John Byrne, who was the first writer, but that's only a technically thing. It's a bit complicated with John Byrne, but you know.
And somewhere out there, Jim Zub is aching in his heart. Like, why isn't Marvel putting me on Alpha Flight? Dang it!
Does he even want to write for Alpha Flight?
Well, he's Canadian.
Just because you're Canadian doesn't mean you want to write for the Alpha Flight.
That don't stop them with other people, but we'll let slide.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep in mind, I have been bugging Ed Brisson and Scott Godlewski about this book. So hopefully Ed Brisson keeps his promise and has Kyle Janadu be cool in this book. It's only going to be 5 issues, so it'll end at the end of the year.
All right then.
I told you I was going to be a menace, Austin.
Cribbed it.
Anyway, so yeah,
I am now
that's
done.
pretty
10
much
out of
it.
10
We
book.
have
Go read it.
one more book. I mean, it's not that long. It's
Nah. We'll save for another time. But I'll say before when the number 1 comes out, so I can pick up where he ended and how the new writer picked up it.
Yeah. So
You gonna say something, Jake?
Social?
No, just we're done plugging the socials. Get
Oh,
us
yeah,
out of
okay.
here.
Before we leave,
Plug in the
I want to
socials.
clarify something. We talked about Sabretooth being a rapist, but he did not do that to Mystique. She did it to him because she had sex with him in the disguise of someone else.
What else is new? Okay, what else is new?
But he did do Psylocke and other people.
Okay, ready for the
And
socials?
that's it. Yeah, do your socials.
Okay, guys, I'm here for socials. You can follow the Twitter at ComicFanatic69. We do post stuff on there occasionally. You can follow the Instagram at ComicFanatic 2.0. Yes, all the chibi art is done by me and me alone. Sometimes I don't do chibi art. I just do like how I do my normal art, but that's whatever. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at Twitter, even though it's locked right now. I will be back in about a week. You can follow me at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. Don't worry, I'll be back in about a week. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at witch_of_Jotunheim. I promise that's with a U. And I think my link tree will be put into the description, so you can just follow any socials I have there. Yeah. And yes, Cryptid, we're still live.
You can follow me if you follow the editor and find out where he is.
Yeah, if you find out where the editor is, then you can follow Austin. Don't
Good
try
luck.
to find Cryptid. He's lame.
Good luck. You'll never find the editor because the editor isn't real. The editor is in our hearts.
The editor is a social construct.
They'll never learn about the law.
Yeah.
Anyways, go read Alpha Flight and go play Twisted Wonderland. Have a great night, guys.
Play Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah, play Baldur's Gate. Praise Baldur's Gate. Stand by Baldur's Gate.
Go be gay in Baldur's Gate.
You can be gay in You can be whatever you wish in Baldur's Gate. Oh, yes, Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Did Cryptid leave? Like, we're still live.
His iPad ran out of power, which sucks to him.
Tell him to end the recording.
Talk about whatever.
How? Wait, let's just.
How do you end the live?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has to, unless we all just leave. Want to just all leave and see if it goes off?
I mean, yeah, but wouldn't that mean we're still alive?
We'll see. Everybody leave.
We can BS for right now.
No, let's just all leave.
Hold on, I'm asking Cryptid. Cryptid, just go on your phone. Go on your damn phone. How do you end the live?
He has a flip phone. Talk to him.
No, seriously, everybody just leave. Just get out. Get out.
Well,
get out.
Get out. I'll stay here for right now until Cryptid gets back.
No, get out so we can see a bit.
No, you guys get out.
What? Oh my God! Just
Cryptid, hurry up. Use your phone.
You know, if you just leave and the live turns off, then you're doing this for nothing.
Hold on. Cryptid, use your goddamn phone. You know what? Fuck you. I'm leaving. Hold on. Okay, anyways, guys, have a great night. Go read Alpha Flight because I said so. And for the guys, go play Baldur's Gate and watch Boys Over Flowers. Okay, bye!